What's going on, traders? Do you guys see this market moving right now? We need to take a look to see what's going on this moment right now, guys. So let's take a look to see what's happening here. As of course, you guys are seeing the Qs get a nice little jump. What's happening? What's going on? Well, it's all about initial jobless claims today. We'll be taking a look to see what happens right now. Getting in here, 233,000 versus a 241 estimate. So initial jobless claims coming down. And that's what's causing the spike in the market, because if we don't forget, right, we were just talking about this. We were thinking about what would happen, of course, with the job numbers, because the jobs number is what affected us on the downside. We were thinking, well, maybe the weakness here would be that kind of potential move to keep us going down. And as you guys can see, it comes right back up. So what does this do for the interest rate cuts, right? We're all over the place right now. And I think that this is important because this is how it trades into going into elections. This is how they shake you. And if you're getting hit right now on both sides, whether you're long or short, I mean, this is exactly how they do it. Big money is winning here. And guess what? Retail is getting you already know. So be careful out there right now, guys. It's going to be hard to trade in this environment when you're getting these types of moves. So essentially, they sold out, took a bunch of profits, these big banks, and then they bought it back, drove it back, and yesterday they sold it back to you. And guess what? They're probably buying it back this morning. It's as simple as that. They have more money than we do. So a lot of times they can stay solvent and take some profits, get back into the trade. Sometimes it's as simple as, let's say, 3 million short, and then when it comes down to that level, they go 6 million long, right? It's as simple as that sometimes. The truth is, what do we need to do? We need to be more nimble as traders to be able to handle this type of volatility. And right now, you guys can clearly see the volatility is high. We'll talk a little bit more about this economic data and how is it affecting the market right here on Trade the Pool Live. It's time to kick it off, team. Let's get to today's playbook and see what we can come up with. All right, first up on the playbook today, we'll be taking a look at CVNA, Carvana. Yes, I'm taking a look at this. And with the market coming up today, I will say that some of these playbooks might be a little bit off. Reason why is I was expecting continuation, maybe jobless claims spiking here and more downside, but that's not what's happening. But let's take a look at the chart here. Carvana coming down here yesterday, starting to crack at that 140. I was already taking a look at Carvana to see if maybe potentially this stock would start to come back. And of course, this stock has huge gains for the year. But if it starts to let go, it could fill this gap right back, right? I mean, if you think about it from the beginning of the year, and I'm not going to be so exact, but let's think about it this way. It's 190%. Can it come back half of that? Yes, I definitely do think we could retrace that. So I'm going to be looking for this to crack down. Of course, auto sales haven't been that great, and we've had more concerns lately, especially with recession concerns. And that would do what? That would cause a negative turn in Carvana. You guys have seen the price action in Ford and GM and even like a Toyota Motors, how it was doing great, all down. Tesla, all down. Well, I'm going to start looking for Carvana to get hit. And you could take a look at some other ones, right, to see if they get hit too. CarMax. A lot of these are going to be probably getting hit here. So we'll see what happens. KMX is CarMax. That's already getting hit. And this is what tells me that Carvana is a good target to the downside. We'll see what happens there. Let's go to the second one here. We'll talk a little bit of Procter & Gamble. Of course, Procter & Gamble, going to be defensive name, going to look for a push back above the 170, could pull back to the 9 EMA. Let's take a look at the chart here. The chart says that there's a lot of resistance right above it, 170. 170, man. And can we close above that? We got a wick yesterday. It goes to 171.72. Looking to take out yesterday's high. Pullbacks to the 9 EMA makes sense also. That's going to be closer to 168, 168.11 right now is what I have. So be careful for those pullbacks. We'll see what happens there. in Procter & Gamble. Let's get to the third play today. We'll talk a little bit about GOLD, gold, as gold has been pulling back during this time when normally it's a risk-off type of play, right? And so right now we're seeing that pullback to 17. It's been holding this 16. Yesterday's low, 1673. You're going to look for that to hold here out the gates. Maybe a pullback to that level, but you can see the hourly already bouncing off of that in the pre-market. We'll look for this to start going back there towards the 1760s, and especially if it can get back to 18, that's looking great. That's Barrick Gold, of course, and not a bad play to keep a watch on if we do get, for some reason, some shake to the downside. If we're getting this just big rip rally back to the upside, well, then that's when you got to be careful because gold just keeps coming down. We'll see what happens with these plays. Keep watch on them, of course. Gold going to be definitely something to watch, and we'll see what happens here in gold. Not looking too bad here already in this morning, but the big thing is the Q's getting the spike. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the sunrise report. Let's get to today's sunrise report. Like always, you guys check out the playbook. The playbook's all about strategic outlook, psychological, and bringing in some technicals. Let me know what's on your playbook today, guys, in the chat. And always, guys, send us a tweet, right? Send us a tweet of your playbook every single morning. I love to see these, guys. So of course, Trade the Pool, and let us know what's on your playbook every morning. You never know when it might make my playbook. We'll see what happens, guys. Let's get after it. Let's see what we can come up with in the sunrise report and take a look at the market as we got a spike there. Q's up there to 439. A lot of earnings. And when I mean a lot of earnings, there's too many earnings reports today, and it's because it's the smaller ones. So if you have an earnings report that you want to talk about today, you have to throw it up in the chat, guys. I'm not going to be able to cover them all. I'd be here literally all morning long just covering earnings. So we'll talk about some of them. If I miss one of the names that you want to talk about, just throw it up in the chat. We can take a look into Benzinga Pro, see what we can find about the stock. And of course, it's time for the sunrise report. All right, team, let's see what we can come up with today. I'm excited to talk a little bit about, first up, we'll talk a little bit about the economic data, of course, that already coming in and shaking the market. Of course, we were focusing on this because the jobs number from last week really shook things up. So as we can see, the Q's getting up there to 439s, 440s, the SPY kind of making a big jump also. So we don't have to be stressing so much about this number. But last Friday's job number, of course, showed slowing employment growth. And this, of course, changing things up, right? Is there a potential rise in layoffs? Yes, there is, but we're not seeing that spike right here. So we'll have to wait to see what happens on that one. Second up, let's talk a little bit about Eli Lilly, right? Let's take a look at their report here. It wasn't a bad report. Let's talk a little bit about it as Eli Lilly coming in with impressive Q2 results, earnings at $3.92, beating the $2.70 adjustment. So not bad at all, guys. That's a big beat there on that EPS. So that's a good outlook there for Eli Lilly, showing us what? Showing us that at least definitely the weight loss drugs and all that continuing to drive the bottom line in Eli Lilly. Revenues at $11.3 billion, beating the 9.9. So really off on EPS and revenues were the analysts. So that's giving them a really nice push. Plus, add the raised full year revenue guidance by $3 billion to a range of 45.4 to 46.6 billion, driven by strong performance in their drugs there. Eli Lilly, solid performance there, optimistic guidance, looking great here and boosting investors' confidence. Let's get to the next one here as we talk a little bit about the data dog, and no dog indeed, as this is bouncing back. Of course, it's got hit with when you got the CrowdStrike kind of hit there, but you guys can see it. It's doing pretty well here. Adjusted EPS here of 43 cents, beating the 37-cent estimate. Revenues of 645 beat the 624.88 million estimate for Q3. Datadog sees adjusted EPS between 38 cents and 40 cents on the high end, with revenues between 660 and 664. For the fiscal year, Datadog raised their EPS guidance also. That's looking great here from $1.62 to $1.66, and revenues at $2.6 to 2.63. They continue to beat on the top line and the bottom line estimate while updating their fiscal year outlook positively. Not a bad move here for Datadog. We'll continue to see if it can get the lift. Let's go over to the next report here as we get over to, of course, the Boot Barnes. I got to first say something about Boot Barnes. Who is buying these boots, man? Because this company's kicking ass, and I don't know. I've never been to a Boot Barn holding. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you guys ever been to a Boots Barnes holding or Boots Barnes, right? I mean, I've never been there. But EPS here at $1.26, beating the $1.07 estimate. Revenues of $423 million. Holy boots, man. Beating the 415 million estimate. I guess everybody shops at Boots Barnes in the middle of the United States, because I tell you right now, I don't know anybody that's shopped at Boots Barnes. But hey, I'm not going to get in front of it. This was a strong performance, definitely showcasing the resilience in some of the retail sector. So we'll see what happens. Of course, there has been areas that we've been looking to see if we see continued decline, and we're not seeing it here from Boots Barnes. We'll continue to watch to see how the stock performs, but getting a nice lift there. Let's go to the next one here. One that I just brought up because it used to be a favorite, but really that price action hasn't been great at all. And this is all due to my man, Portnoy. Where's the hammer? Because he's definitely hammered this stock to the ground. Penn Entertainment reporting Q2 24 results, earnings at a loss of 18 cents, beating the estimate of a loss of 25 cents. Revenues at 1.4 billion, missing the 1.66 billion estimate. So not looking good in that, of course, revenue outlook. But despite the revenue miss, Penn Entertainment better than expected earnings per share is a positive sign that they're trying to move back towards profitability. Of course, will they get there? I mean, they're pretty ways away. We'll see what happens here. Definitely not something that I feel excited on. I mean, would I want to have access to Penn Entertainment? No, I really wouldn't. I mean, this doesn't look like it's turning around anytime soon. And we all know when we talked gambling and sports betting, it was definitely DraftKings, which we should have been buying. It's still doing really great. And it did better at the beginning, right? Penn got that big boost, but eventually DraftKings also got the boost, but Penn came down way further than, of course, DraftKings. We'll see what happens with this situation, but Penn not looking good here. Let's go over to the next report here as we kick it off here towards Zillow. Zillow Group. What do you guys think about that? As they reported a strong Q2 results, and we'll be thinking about Zillow as we keep going, because we're going to look to see what happens with the housing situation, right? So 39 cents adjusted EPS here, beating the 27 cent estimate. Revenues of 572 million, beating the 537 million estimate. So big beat there on revenue. That's a good outlook there. Right? The growth here, the total revenue was up 13% year over year, with significant increases in residential rentals, mortgages revenue, and also promoted by the CEO, Jeremy Waxsmith, to the CEO about replacing co-founder Rich Barton, who will remain on the board. So Waxsmith emphasized Zillow's continued outperformance in residential real estate industry and their commitment to delivering what? Strong GAAP profitability over time. We'll see what happens on that. Not too bad, 39 cents versus 27 cents. So at least continuing that profitability, and they're looking to increase profitability, not move back into the negative. We'll see what happens there in Zillow. Let's get to the last one on the report is, of course, Under Armour, as Under Armour getting a nice little beat here. But man, it's been no love for Under Armour for a while now, guys. And they just don't get the love, guys. I still remember to this day when Stephen Curry made that big deal with Under Armour and then ended up hurting his knee and that kind of action. A lot of Under Armour's action to try to come back and compete with Nike just got stomped on. It looks like they're just hanging on by a thread here. Earnings coming in at 1 cent adjusted EPS, beating the loss of 8-cent estimates. So at least they were able to beat there. Revenues at 1.18 billion versus a 1.14 billion estimate. Their full year revenue expected to be down 14 to 16% with slight increases in gross margins. Adjusted EPS between 19 cents and 22 cents. Under Armour's guidance showed slight improvement in their financial outlook, but I can tell you guys right now, I don't feel any confidence in Under Armour coming back. I think this is just one of those companies that, yes, it had a really great product, started trying to expand in a bunch of different areas, but failed. And if they would have just stayed towards their quality, kind of, I think just their apparel, of course, that's still doing great, right? Like you guys see him right now rocking, that tight mock vest, you know what I mean? That's where they had an advantage. That's where I think they could have stayed on, right? They could have competed with companies like Lululemon, right? And so I think they made mistakes trying to jump towards Nike and trying to be a Nike. The truth is, there's been plenty of companies that have tried to be Nike and just can't do it. That's going to be it, though, for the Sunrise Report today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, of course. Stay tuned for more updates and market insights throughout the week. Of course, we put this out on our Twitter and the full outlook on our Discord. So if you're not in our Discord, definitely go ahead and add it. That's going to be the Sunrise Report today. We'll take a look at more earnings report during the trading action. So if you have an earnings report you want to take a look at, make sure you drop it in the comments also, and we'll take a look at that action. Let's get to the live trading time. We'll see if the Qs can hold on with that job number that came in. What's up, my people? How we doing out there? What's up, traders? Well, you guys ready to get back into the markets? Let me know. How's it been lately? I can tell you right now, I've been on the struggle. A little bit. I need to bounce back, and today is that day to do so. So are you guys ready? Because I'm ready to get after it today. And I will let you guys know, this morning, I did already take a little bit of a hit. I'm down like 170, but I'm not going to get shy about that. I'm going to keep getting after it. Let's take a look at the market right now. And first things first, the Dutch bros. I told you guys, I'm scared about bros, and I love bros. But look at the disaster in bros today. I didn't bring it up in the Sunrise Report because there was no sun rising on bros this morning. It was down big. It was down there towards 28. Got a nice cut there from the 39s, was down about 24% and a big hit there. And that just goes to show me, right? At the end of the day, if we're going to go into recession, these are not the companies you want. Even Starbucks, man. Starbucks is not a company that has been doing great as of late. If you think about it, since pretty much they're trading back at like 2019 pricing. So that just goes to show me that Starbucks isn't what it used to be. So can bros come in and kind of compete with Starbucks now? Yes. But the only question is when. And right now, I don't think it is. And I talked about it with bros, how their comparable store sales would be viewed, because until that could change the trend, they would struggle. And that's exactly what you're seeing here on the report. I'll go back into that report a little later to show you guys a little bit more, but definitely that's a struggle right there. And there's plenty of stocks getting hit this morning on earnings. As Solar Edge, another hit here. SEDG now down to $19. It's ridiculous. This stock was up there at 300. What a disaster in SEDG, and disaster in solar stocks overall, because we just got news that SunPower was going bankrupt, and now we get SEDG to get hit down to 19. I mean, this stock could go bankrupt any moment now, right? I mean, the solar game is definitely seeing some consolidation. That's where I don't feel good about Run anymore. Even though it had that mention with Tesla, can it keep running even though it's a lot of the names in this industry are taking a big hit? Well, I think it'll all depend on the Qs today. If the Qs can keep running, yes, solar can run too. And the Qs are running. NVIDIA was just down there towards 99. So all the bears that were trying to short with me yesterday, I hope you were able to make that money, because I wasn't able to get after NVIDIA yesterday. And this just goes to show me more and more, guys. A big reason why I feel like I'm like struggling a little bit is because a lot of the moves are happening later in the day, and I'm not trading that time, right? Of course, I'm focusing on my twins, focusing on my boys, and it's causing me to miss some trades, right? That's just simply it, right? So how can I go around this is more important, right? Not about, let's say, complaining here, right? Because the truth is, complaining doesn't get anybody anywhere. But what can I do? I can work my swing trading, right? Now that I can work, right? And be smart with that. So that's what I'm going to be working more and more, is trying to take more and more swing trades, maybe even having up to 7 to 10 positions in the swing trading account. So I'm going to go ahead and step up, take more and more trades during that. So if you guys see me taking more swings, don't get upset. This is just what I do better. And I don't want to go ahead and continue to push on a time when I'm not doing great, right? So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be focusing on the swing trade, going to try to push it to that next level. So you guys out there, let me know if you guys see a swing trade you guys want to talk about. And like always, we're going to still talk some small names and take a look around, and you guys can keep throwing up those smaller names. I got no problem with that. But if I do go down to the penny game, I am going to stay smaller. I keep trying to kind of jump on one of these. I'm going to play these just with a smaller amount and not really stress it. The first kind of like hour in the market, I'll be focusing on those names, the smaller ones. I got no problem trading those the first hour of the day. But after that first hour of the day, that's really when I want to trade some of the high quality names and really take my bigger trades, right? Put the big risk out there to get the reward, because the real truth is you have to spend some money to get that reward. But in the first hour, it has not been working for me. And I'm actually a better trader from 10:30 to 11:30. I've seen it in my statistics, and I got to get to the point where I just stick to that, right? That's what we'll be working on. That's what I'll be working on today. We'll see what happens. Of course, we could take a look at some of the scanners this morning. WENA, penny stock that was getting a nice little move there, up there towards the 171. We'll see if this one can keep moving. Taking a look at what's moving as of late, I can see some Very getting a little bit of a lift there. Very getting a push there towards 250s. We'll see if this can push there. Definitely the offer. Look at that. The offer's up there to 270s. So something definitely to kind of keep a watch on. All right. We'll see what else is out there. Just checking up something in the chat there. But let's keep going, guys. We'll see what else is out there. Not doing too bad this morning. We'll see if we can continue to keep getting some lift there. The Q's starting to slow down as it starts to work its way back. And where is it now, guys? It's right in the middle of yesterday's action. This is what they're doing to us. They're just kind of getting us to this point where what? Where you feel like a pig. You don't feel like a bull. You don't feel like a bear. And that's right now where it gets hard, right? Because now you're in the middle. Right? You're not at the bottom of the range trying to cut down. You're not at the top of the range trying to break the highs. That's where we got to just be careful in this moment. When we have high volatility, a lot of us try to go ahead and step up to the plate to take a bigger sizing, when I think that really it should be the opposite, right? High volatility, lower sizing, letting the market moves make you the money versus you trying to catch a big run, right? No, just let the market do the hard work. That's what we're going to be trying to adjust. We'll see what happens today. If we can go ahead and get some good gains here. Seeing some other ones out there, but these are some smaller names. Trying to take a look to see if there's anything else kind of getting the lift there. Zillow shows up, of course, trying to break the 47 right now. And with Zillow making that leap, I'd take a look at Open today, as that's already getting a little bit of a push, but it hasn't gotten a big push this morning. It just got a small lift there, about 5 cents. So if Open can get a nice little move, if Zillow can break out at the Open, continue going to, let's say, 47.50s, 48, I could see Open getting a nice move with it. And I could also see Rocket getting a push off of that. So Rocket's been on a little bit of a pullback. 9 EMA holding well, could push right back towards the 1855. So we'll see what happens with this one. And there's plenty of names. You can take a look at that one that will trade with it. Redfin, another one, RDFN, down there on the support of 650s. So if that can hold, maybe this can start working its way back to 7. Doesn't look too bad. Right now, trading off of that 660. We'll look to see if it makes a move to 7. All right, catching up with you guys in the chat. What's up out there? Blues, what's up, man? Any discount code? I need just $17 to purchase the 20,000 mini. Well, man, I mean, it's $17. Let's go make that money, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Or, there's plenty of friends. Somebody got to be able to get you the $17, Blue. We'll keep getting after it. All right, guys, what up out there? Mustafa, how we doing, man? It's good to see you out in the chat, man. Definitely keep getting after it. I hope you were able to stick to your rules yesterday. Green or red, doesn't matter. Stick to those rules. Keep getting after it, man. Good morning. How we doing, Prayu? What's up out there? How we doing, guys? Which one are you taking a look at? Not many movers this morning, says Shane. And I can't blame you, Shane. I think everyone was waiting for that jobs number. And Shane, at least the money guys were like, yeah, let me just wait till we get this jobs number, and then I can go ahead and take some plays. The one that was really interesting was NVIDIA in the morning, because NVIDIA just found this spike out of nowhere. And I don't know what it was. Was it one trader that just gave a big size here? But it was coming down towards 97 30s, 40s, and it was looking like it was going to break it out of nowhere right here. Big sizing as it came back to 98. Look at the sizing on that. 690,000 shares on that 1 minute. And that was somebody stepping up to the plate. It was almost like they had the jobs number already. I ain't going to say it, but making that type of play on that type of move, somebody had the number, man. Somebody had it. Mustafa says, I killed it yesterday thanks to the golden rules. Love to hear it, Mustafa. Keep getting after it. It was the first day, I think, in the eval, or maybe the second one. But what I would tell you is just keep getting after it, man. You're doing great. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Stick to those golden rules. And at any point, if you notice yourself starting to break those rules, also, and I've heard traders do this in the past, they give themselves a punishment if they break rules. And it's not a punishment that they like, something that they don't like that might be benefit to them. Like for me, I hate just running long distance. Oh, trust me, I'm fast. But you just tell me just to run and don't even give me a goal or somebody I can beat. Well, then I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be a happy camper. So think about those kinds of things, right? What can I do to keep myself to my rules? And when I start to break them, how do I go back and get myself refocused? Sometimes it's for some traders, the pain that gets them back to the focus, right? They're like, I don't want to go run another 3 miles because I broke my rules. So I'm going to go ahead and focus in here. Well, you guys can go ahead and work on things like that. Tesla had a 350 candle at 8:30. Yeah, at 8:30. Was that here? Yeah, that was right at 8:30. That had to be a big buyer, Shane. To me, and I put in Shane in the chat there. To me, that just goes to show me that somebody had this. Somebody had this, guys. Of course, the report, the algos came in and jumped on that jobs report. But before that, I could already see some volume coming in here, right? So there was like a nice little buyer starting to step up there. NVIDIA the same way. They just started to turn it around. And look at this volume that was down there. They just started to buy it up way before the report. So just goes to show me, probably they had the report. I ain't going to say it, but yeah, somebody had that report. We'll see what happens now, guys. Soxal back up to 28.19s. So at this point, you got to take a look to see if we just keep coming back. So will we just kind of work that V bottom, right? We got an attempt to go back to the lows. Now we're starting to get sideways consolidation. Sideways consolidation is where where the bulls and the bears start to lose because you're in the middle right now, right? I could ride it up there towards maybe the Wednesday's highs, Tuesday's highs, right? That's kind of the move to 447, but you're playing in the middle. You're talking about what? $8 down, $7 up. You see why I mean it's playing in the middle? And that's where it gets difficult. So today I'll be watching to see what just happens. I mean, can't lean any direction the way that the market is trading right now. We'll see what happens out there, guys. Let's keep it going. And if you guys got some names you guys want to look at, keep them up, guys. Lilly, big move up there towards 865, of course, off of the earnings reports. We'll see what happens with this one. Talked about how, of course, healthcare could come back after it's a recession type of play. So a stock that got hit hard off of their earnings was NVO. And now it's starting to actually come back. So we'll see what happens here. Yesterday, it was just bearish. Oh, nobody wants NVO. Well, just overnight, 6%. So that just goes how it goes, man. It doesn't play into, like, let's say, logic. Because if you looked at the report from NVO yesterday and what are the things that they said, even the news that came in this morning was not good for them. But Lilly has a great earnings report. So we're buying it up. Forget that. That's how it is sometimes. I like NVAX for a short under 9 after a poor earnings report. I don't know about that, Shane. And in an environment like this, I wouldn't get in front of NVAX unless I was playing it at 14, where it was up there, right? When it was up there, I felt like, yeah, 14, 15. So we're definitely kind of extended on this pop here. But now that it's back down at 9, how do I play this? Yeah, I could play this through the 8 back down towards the 5, but we're starting to play when we're almost getting towards the point where we're getting kind of like that oversold look. And that's where I'd be a little bit concerned because you're going to get this down move back down. You're right in the middle of the RSI, so it's not as bad as I thought, at least from the chart. But we'll see what happens, man. This is not one that I'd be shorting, but maybe it's a better one. It's a weak one, right? It's on the decline, right? And could come right back down towards the $4. That's where it was at. We'll see what happens. Whatever happened to Zap? Did Zap ever break down, going back down? No, man. This thing's been hanging on. I don't know how the hell. Sometimes some companies just hang on, and really, there's no fundamental purpose for Zap to be where it's at, even at $8, let alone 18. But we won't get into that. Let's keep going, team. I'll look around out there. How's oil trading this morning? Let's take a look at XLE. Is trying to get a little bit of a push. I did see oil start to bounce, and I think we need to keep a watch on WTI. Will we get a down cut through the 70s? Pay attention to that. If you do go below 70s, this XLE turns into a short. But it gives you a level to balance and try to get some support and an easy run back up on the range. I'm not saying that, WTI is going to 100, but will it bounce off this and start going back into the 80s? It could happen. So we'll see what happens with that situation. Will energy get the lift? Another concern could be more recession talk actually hurts the price of oil and it starts to come down. But of course, we still got war situations that could get these to spike overnight. And next thing you know, it's back up there towards 95 and pushing. But we'll see what happens there on XLE and other plays that you guys can get after there. All right, let's keep taking a look around. Let me look at the scanners, how things are looking out there. Where I see the most bullishness is in energy right now. If I take a look around at my scanners, I see some red in consumer staples. I see healthcare majority up 64%. Technology almost 80% high in the green. So that's one thing to keep in mind on. And overall, I'm seeing a lot of green here. We'll see when we start to see some red. But for right now, things are looking good to the upside. Let's take a look here at, of course, what's changing on the 5-minute here. So keeping a watch to see if there's anything that's making a big move here. Here's one that's making a move right now. FLNC. Don't know this one. This is has to have gotten some earnings or something there because boy, oh boy, that did a nice little pullback. Now starting to climb back here towards the 1550s. It was down there on the report towards 1320s, starting to climb back. This FLNC, Fluence Energy, a utility play. Haven't played this one ever. I'll just tell you right off the top. Solar Max, a solar play, getting a little bit of a push there. SMXT. We'll see if it gets the lift, right? I think this will all be dependent on what happens in the Qs, but Solar Edge, definitely just smack down to 19. UAA up there towards 746. Man, I should have taken a shot on this one. This morning, I was looking at this for the 7 push. I could have gotten long on 7, risked about there towards the 680s, looking for the pop towards 720s and higher, and it's at 746. Really good, easy type of report to play. And one thing is they locked up UA, right, because it was reporting. But UAA is one way that you can actually play this, and it's available on Trade the Pool, and it wasn't locked up. So you could have gone after that. Just saying, right? Hey, we'll see what happens out there. Not a bad move there. Nike, we've talked about how Nike, would it get off the bottom? It's been hanging out here, guys. So I think at this point, we can start to take a look to see if Nike has built up a good kind of level of support to risk on. And I think that's right around the 71. And now you're starting to turn. Now the only question is, can you really make a move outside of a trend line move, right? So the trend line move right here, it's trying to work its way back to 75. So that could be the play on the day, right? I just want to take it here to the resistance, 74 and 74.90s. But this could start working back to 80s. It doesn't seem too bad. Am I saying it's going back to 90? Maybe not right now, but it is available back to the 80s. We'll see what happens there. Deckers is one sign to keep a watch because the report really wasn't bad and it did get a spike, but it's back down towards the support there. If Deck starts to let go, Nike can't come back. I can say it right now. So I'll see what happens there. On is another one to watch because if Nike can't come back, well, this one's going to take another hit down too. And so will Skechers, and Burke is one that I think could start to fall off. This is one that had an IPO, has had multiple attempts to try to get through the 60s. If that fails one more time at the 60s, yeah, I could see this one really coming back down. I'd give it the chance to go up there, but we'll see what happens there. All right, taking a look around just to take a look out there. Looks like we're getting some other action out there. All right, guys, looks like anybody, if you're having some issues, of course, please reach out to Trade the Pool today. I definitely, yesterday we had some issues. I hope we don't have those same issues today. But if you do, there's the email, guys. Please reach out. We'll make sure that you guys get your answers. And I don't expect any trouble, but I want to make sure that you guys know. All right, we'll see what else is out there and what we can come up with. The Q's just not moving, man. And that's where it gets frustrating, right? Where things move like right when you get the report, it gets that big push. But after that, you've gone nowhere. You've traded like 3 cents from the first action. We'll see if this can get through that 440s, but I don't think we'll get the action before the bell. It's going to be after the bell that we get that action. We'll see what happens there. All right, guys, time to catch up with you guys in the chat. What's up out there, guys? It's time to drink a little coffee, see what we can come up with. You know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool, baby. Let's go. Let's see what we come up with today. I'm in the pool. I'm not in the pool. Find out, guys. Find out. All right, pinkies on up, team. We'll see if Apple, Google, all the big boys strong right now. AVGO up about 2.5%. So keep your eyes on tech as it keeps going higher. And we all know how tech can lift all tides if it starts to come back. So the Bulls probably got their shake yesterday. The Bears got their shake on Monday. Now what happens, guys? Now what happens? That's the interesting part. What will happen going into the weekend? Will we get an update followed by an ugly Friday? Because a lot of times we've gotten some ugly Fridays going into the weekend because no one wants to be long during that situation. We'll see what happens with this case. Q's now pulling back a little bit. Man, it's going to be one of those days where I feel like the Q's can maybe pull back and then come back up. So wherever we trade, guys, realize I don't think it's being like a trend type of move. It's being these quick little fake outs, both directions, and then complete sweeps in when? The afternoon time, not the morning time. So if we're not seeing complete drives in the morning, then that tells us that we might have to play the range versus playing the breakout of the range. We'll see what happens today. Smash the like if you guys are excited. And if you guys got a stock you guys want to talk about, keep them up, guys. Keep them up. Martin, did you see NVIDIA yesterday? Did you see it, Martin? You wanted to ask me, why short NVIDIA? Well, there you have it, Martin. Oh, I laughing there. And bros is a win for me, man. I've been mentioning that you got to stay away from that until comparable soars still come back. And trust me, I've made some great trades on the upside with bros, and I don't have a position on right now. So that should tell you something. We'll see what happens out there. There's always a hater, man. Always a hater. But I love it because the truth is they can't hate on me. I'm killing it. Let's keep going, guys. Par, inside day, not much here. All the big ones. Meta, Netflix, Monster, SRTP. All right, we'll see what happens. Inside day indeed. I think this is one of those days where it's going to be a tough one, team. I'm just going to be looking at the gates with some of these smaller plays first, and then we'll switch over to some of that high-quality names. Look to see if we get a trend towards 10, 1030. Then we can start taking some more trades on that. That's what I'll be doing. Of course, you guys out there, let me know if you guys see a trend in any area. Of course, looking at the gappers list this morning, now I'm starting to get one that's moving here. LTRN. We'll put that one on alert here, as that one's trying to get a push there through the 450 spot. Daily chart on this has some move that could go to 5. So not a bad one here. That is getting some attention. The volume right now, very small. So that's what's keeping me out of that one. But we'll see what happens there. Let's see where the volume is on the gaps right now. So a lot of that is going to be on WENA. We've talked about that one. It's holding 150 right now. It's been going sideways off of this. It's had one run, one pullback, second run, second pullback, third run, third pullback. I wouldn't want it to break that 142 for my rule of 3. We'll see what happens if this starts to work back here towards the 175. Definitely has this kind of trend line here that it could start to work its way back. 163 and 160 is going to act as resistance there. We'll look to see if it pushes through and makes its run to $2. Doesn't look too bad right now. Getting a little spike there, trying to get going. And as of late, we've gotten a lot of these penny stocks to come right back down. So we'll see what happens on these, as we've seen a couple of them get stuffed lately. So just mentioning that, gotta be alert to see if we get stuffed in it today. All right, APPS, another one that has volume here, but not getting the move right now. So we'll see what happens with this one. Hourly though, right off the $2 bouncing. So $2 support, definitely wouldn't want to see that break right now. We'll see what happens on this one. 15-minute chart has a nice little turnaround off of that $2. Now trying to work its way back. We'll see if it can start working its way back and getting towards the 225s, 250 on the upside. And that's APPS. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's see what we can come up with and what we can find. I know I want to add a couple of these right before the market opens here. So we'll be looking to add some scanners. I'll be looking to give you guys some more action here. And of course, we can take a look to see if what else we can kind of come up with. All right, let me go ahead and add a different dock screen here that I want to add here. Let me go ahead and get the explosive winners up. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's see what we can do here. Seeing a couple of movement out there. Velocity. All right, guys, trying to get some more scanners here for us. All right, guys, here's some more scanners that I can bring in here. I'm going to try to minimize this so that we don't completely take over the screens here. But I just want to show you guys some of the scanners you guys can be getting, of course, with trade ideas. If you guys aren't using trade ideas, I don't know what you're using to get your scanners, but definitely keep your eyes on that. We'll keep watch here to see what we can come up with. And of course, we can bring in some other ones. I do have some other ones that I can come up with. Unusual volume. I'll probably take that one here to the right-hand side, and then we'll keep playing out here. Opening range momentum is definitely one to keep a watch on. We'll see what happens here, guys. A lot of stocks kind of getting the move. And of course, we can take a look at this one. This one's also going to have the halts and resumes right underneath it. So keep your watch on that one. And we got a lot to take a look at today. We'll see what we can come up with, guys. All right, what's your top watch in the chat? What's up out there, guys? What you got? All right, not saying too much in the chat. Let me know what's your top trade out there. I'm going to be looking around. Let's go taking a look here. Defensive names, Dole on the watch today. Also Procter Gamble, right? Looking to see if we'll go back through that 170, back to the upside. It's going to be all dependent on what happens in the market, as the market looks like it's coming right back up here, guys. So it was just dropping yesterday. Well, you're right back half of the losses. So buying the close and selling the open wouldn't be too bad of a report, like a good swing trade. So we'll see what happens on there as the SPY starts to climb back. All right, seeing another one here, ASPN. Pre-market high there, 24.23, continuing to push here in this name here. So I definitely keep a watch on that one. Not doing too bad there. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what other ones kind of show up here on the Trade Ideas Winners Watch. BRH. BRH, another building materials stock. So it looks like we're seeing some building materials really get the lift. Car is one that I'd watch to see it get the lift. If it's going to get this push, a lot of them are going to push. Well, I keep a watch on that. What about BLDR that we just got earnings just recently starting to climb back? Maybe this one can make the move today if we're seeing a big move in building materials. Not something bad to watch, especially when you're seeing two of the names show up here. SMR, of course, I've traded that one before. Now you're talking diversified industrials. Will the industrials make a move on a day like today? CAT trying to make the move back up. We'll see what happens on this one. 330s pre-market high, though, went up there towards 339. Are we going to make a move to 340s today in CAT? Definitely something to watch if we can do that. And if we can recover 350, Caterpillar definitely in play. Watch to see what happens in Deere today. Can that start working its way back? Because that's been hit hard. We'll see what happens there. NextEra Energy. Can that continue? Got up there towards 80 on last Friday. Has pulled back sideways. Let's see if it makes another move there towards the 80. We'll find out, team. All right, RYAM is trading again here, guys. The chemical name was trading yesterday. We'll look to see if it makes the move. It was just going sideways yesterday. So going to keep a watch to see what happens on that. All right, guys. Of course, the smaller names, we're getting a little bit of a lift this morning. We'll look to see if we can actually get a move on that today. What happened to Serve? Serve at 1530s. Came down yesterday, but starting to climb back. This one's still hanging out here, guys. The daily, not looking too bad now. So I think we got to keep it on the radar for actually an upside move here. Upside move through 16 might go to 20, right? I mean, am I saying it's going back to 24? Maybe not just yet, but can I keep a watch on this one? Yeah, I could keep a watch on it. It's already getting a nice little lift here towards 1550s. The only thing is, be careful with that spread, right? I'll set an alert for a 16 boost. All right, guys, let's keep it going. What else you guys got out there? Future day trade billionaire. What's going on, man? What are you looking at? Let's keep going. We'll see what we can find today. It's a really great day here. I trade the pool, ready to get after it here and see what we can come up with and maybe take some swings, right? That's really what I want to be taking a lot of. So if you guys see me switch over to the swing trade account, I'll let you guys know. And the key there, guys, is that on the swing trade account, we need to step up maybe about double of my original sizing, but still trying to stick to kind of risking about $1, $2, trying to keep that in mind, right? Because the truth is, with the swing trades, it's all about trying to get that first profit and then holding break even on the rest. Because if you can get to that point, you can really start to make some big moves in your equity, right? All right, guys, let's keep it going. We'll see what else we can find today. Let's go, guys. Just a lot of action out there. We'll keep going, guys. And we got a lot more for you guys out here. Let's go. All right, we'll see what we can come up with. EXEL. Can that keep pushing? Look at that one, trying to get to 27. We'll look to see for the next move up here. REGN. Can that one go back through 1800? We'll find out. A lot of stocks moving out there. Lilly, right? Getting the move this morning up there towards 873s. Will that keep pushing? Can Google get the push today? Amazon up there to 166. So that tells me look for Shopify maybe to make the move right back up. Shop already to 65. Man, I was trying to short this thing yesterday, and boy, oh boy, I missed the top by literally, I think, like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and then just started dropping about 5-6%. So I'll look for this actually to get a move up, especially if Amazon's going to keep pushing. This looks like it wants to go back to 67 today. It's at 65. So still nice opportunity there for Shop. We'll see what happens. Melli is another one that I'd look at. Melli, of course, Mercado Libre could get the push there, already up there towards 1800. And this one loves to go with Amazon. When they run, they all run. And PDD, another one, China play in play today. If we're going to get the tech run and we're going to get a push back, well, look to see what happens in PDD. PDD is a good one that has a nice little chart here for a move back towards 140. We'll find out what happens in these. All right, guys, it's 9:25. Almost to the bell here, guys. Let's find out what we can come up with here and maybe some smaller names. If you guys got some, check it out there, guys. All right, guys. Just the same stocks, TSM, Google, PQQQ. Yeah, man, not doing too bad. We'll take a look at that action. The family's doing good, man. Just been kind of busy, you know, with the young boys. They take over in the middle of the day. And that's really, honestly, where I have a tendency of making really great trades. But for right now, I can't be in the market all day long. So what can I do? Swing trade, baby. And I'm going to start swinging. That's for sure. I never get scared of swinging, baby. We'll see what happens out there, guys. And smash the like. We got a lot more for you guys today. It's Trade the Pool. Got to see what I can come up with. I'm seeing Boots Alliance up big, right? Boots. Who's rocking the boots out there, guys? ASO going up on this report. So maybe some retail that was hit hard gets a little bit of a lift. We'll see what happens on that one. Seeing a penny name, ADTX, already starting to get a little bit of a move here. It's above the VWAP, so it doesn't look too bad to get the move. This one was up there to $2 just yesterday. Let's see what happens to this one. Not a bad one. ADTX and ALDX. Another one that's making a little bit of a move. Those could be very similar, but we'll find out here to the bell which one wants to make the push. ADTX, not a bad one there. New pre-market high and recovering that 130. Can it push there towards maybe the 150 out the gates? Yeah, doesn't seem too bad. We'll see what happens here, guys. Let's get after it. And if I do go after these penny names, I'm going to try to stay small so I can keep trading all day. Maybe like 100 shares. Just trying to make, $100, $200, $300 and then give myself some cushion. If one of them just rips, well, that could always help us, right? All right, guys, let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else is out there. What else we got here? We got REVB. Can this get back up there towards the 140s? Wait and find out, guys. A lot of these penny names going to making moves. I see out there MasterCard now getting a little bit of a lift there. If I look around, there's not much red out there. 80% on technology up. 81% on industrials up. A lot of 80% out there. Discretionary 80%. I see even the cruise lines bouncing back today. So RCL getting a little bounce back off that 150. Could start coming right back up. NCLH starting to get a nice little bounce here, right? So a lot of names getting a nice little push back. And a lot of this is what you're seeing out there, sympathy play, right? That's all because the market's coming back. So the algorithms just start grabbing everything that they can, man. And we'll see if this continues to ride towards the market open. All right, I'm looking around to see what else is making a move out there. TTWO, Take Two, getting a little bit of a lift there. I haven't traded this company in forever, man. What's happened in Take Two? Ever since their Activision kind of move there, Activision just completely kind of just turned the gaming market. Nothing moves in there anymore, except Roblox maybe. EA doesn't look too bad, but this has gone nowhere, man, in so long. Maybe it starts to wake up. maybe electronic gaming is an area that we need to focus on because it hasn't got anywhere in a long time. Meta trying to get the push through 500. Big level to watch there on Meta right now. 500 right above it. Can it make that push? It could here. We'll find out, guys. Pullbacks could be back towards 493 there on Meta. It's going to be interesting to watch the bell here, guys. It's about 30 seconds here. Time to drink a little bit of coffee. Time to get after it, guys. You guys know what time it is. Get it going, guys. Be safe out there, traders. It's time. Stay safe out there, traders. It's going to be a hard one here. All right, guys. Keep getting after it, guys. We'll see what happens. Bell coming in here in just about 5 seconds. So be safe out there, traders. We'll look to see what we can come up with. And if you guys got a small name, let me know out there, guys. There's the bell. We'll see what we can come up with, guys. IonQ, first one up that's showing me up on the scanners. This one's gotten a couple of quantum news, quantum computing news that we can take a look at. And there you go, guys. We're starting to get the first one that's halted, LTRN. LTRN. So boom, that one into a halt there right at the start there. I think it did a move to 5 and then pulled back here. Holy crap, man. We'll see what else is out there, guys. CRNC giving me an alert there. There's $3 available there for CRNC here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get onto this one. All right, CRNC trying to get 100 shares here on a pullback towards the 290s here. Let's see if I'm able to get that pullback. I see a lot of sizing towards the 312s here. So I put out there 293s, trying to get a little bit of the pullback fill. Could come back to the 280s here. So I'm going to put 285s. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a pullback to the 285s, 286 here. There's the 3 looking like it wants to break here. Could separate the order here and put 50 at 250s and then look to see if 3 wants to break, but doesn't look too bad here out the gates for this one. The CRNC not breaking right now. I'm going to go cancel because it's just on the pullback right there. You can see the bid starting to spread out. So it went to 11 cents when it was just starting to tighten up about 5 cents here. So I'll look to see if I get that pullback to the 280s there. It's starting to spread out about 8 cents here. There's Zillow on the pullback. D-Nut coming up there too. So D-Nut, Krispy Kreme, baby. Getting that push there towards 994s. We'll look to see if that can break 10 today. Not a bad looking stock. This stock has been just destroyed, but maybe it starts to bounce back today. It is getting a little bounce back. I mean, it's Krispy Kreme, baby. Get that sugar out there, guys. VST, starting to make a little bit of a push there. CRNC pulling back here towards the 290s here. There he goes. Now it's at the 295 spot here. It doesn't look too bad here to make that break towards 3. There's the spread, though. The spread's what's keeping me back here. Spread's about 10 cents here. So I hate when spreads are about like 10 cents. I'm looking for more like a 4-cent spread, 3-cent spread. I'm okay with that, but that's just easily how you get wrecked on a 10-cent spread. We'll see what happens there. Looking around, Leslie's pool supplies. A little lift there to the 350s. Keep a watch on that. HCAT, I don't know this one, man. Health and Information Services getting a little push there to 7. We'll find out, guys. Smash it up out there. What are you guys taking a look at? Keep throwing them up in the chat. Hood just spewed a whole dollar. Ooh, is that Bitcoin concerns out there? Hood? Yeah, Hood just right back down. We'll see what happens on that one. Can it get the lift there? Of course, that one's probably going to be trading with Coin. Look at Coin getting smacked day trade, Tony. So that tells me another thing, right? Maybe these crypto plays are getting hit hard here. Mara on the downside. Clean Spark is one that I take a look at. It's down towards $11. So yeah, those Bitcoin names getting smacked here on a day like today. I don't expect them to get hit, but the Q's coming back down a little bit here. Look to see if maybe we start to get another push in a little bit. I think this is kind of one of those days where we're getting the chop action. Reddit with a big push though, guys. So if I want to take a look at something that's doing well, Reddit, big push here, guys. Starting to bounce off that $50 spot here. We'll see what happens, but nice little push there off the 52s. We'll look to see if we get a pullback to 52. But the big thing with Reddit is spread is just wide, man. Ride. RMTI trying to get a move above 210s. CRNC now up there through that $3. Got to the 308. We'll look to see if that one wants to keep running. Doesn't look too bad there. There is some sellers in the 318s, 320s, and 323s. So that's where there's a little wall there. Could get up there towards the 320s, though. Not looking too bad. Just not a huge runner there. We'll look to see if it keeps running. Doesn't look too bad there. It's made about 10 cents. Pizza. Papa John's trying to get a little bit of a push there. We'll look to see what happens on that one. VSAT getting a big push up today, guys. You got to look to see if there's some news on VSAT, but nice little push up there. Could look for some pullbacks into the 21 area, but big push there, guys, on VSAT. Not a bad push there. All right, guys, catching up out there, guys. What are you guys taking a look at? Let's keep taking a look to see what's in the market. Right now, I'm looking at it, and 92% of technology not doing too bad there. We'll keep taking a look to see what starts to show up here on the change of open. Seeing CarMax actually getting a little bit of a push here. That's interesting. CVNA, I'm looking for a potential long-term kind of swing there to the short side with this. I would love to see it get back to 136 today, 135. I'll take a short on that. That was where it was trading at yesterday and doesn't look too bad. It went down about $5 there. SPCE getting a spike, man, and this one is one of those that could move today. I mean, we're talking stock that has some high short interest right there. That's SPCE. Of course, Virgin Galactic. We'll look to see if it gets a little bit of a pullback here and does a little bit of a push. $6 on the pullback, maybe. Doesn't look too bad. We'll see what happens there. DCGO. Don't know this one there, but looks like a medical care stock that has a nice move there. Looks like I'm getting a call here. It's a Charlotte number. We can let that wait. We'll see what happens out there. Beyond Meat trading above yesterday's high. So definitely seeing some stocks that I don't normally see show up there. So Beyond Meat, nice little push there back towards the 6 today. Was up there yesterday at 672. Maybe this starts to get the lift. Bark, the dogs are barking out there. The original Bark company getting a little bit of a push there. OM with a halt on the downside. Outset Medical getting that halt on the downside. Not looking good there. SEDG starting to climb back after getting hit hard on their earnings. Maybe that's helping run. Continue pushing. 1860s. Can I get back there towards 19? We'll wait and find out. 1850s on pullback seem to make sense there for run. Is First Solar having a good day? No, it's not. No, it's not. All right, looking around to see what else is making a move on the day. I'm seeing Wayfair, a little bit of a push there, not much. And looking around at the different sectors, try to find something that's up a nice full percentage from the open, and not seeing too much out there. Lilly has pulled back a significant amount out the gates here. Vehicles getting a little bit of a bounce today, so maybe a day that you could play Tesla. Seeing the autos take a little bit of a bounce there. I'm seeing GM up, Ford up, so maybe Tesla starts to get a little bit of a bounce on the day like today. 194 is holding well right now for Tesla. Can they make the move back through 196? There's CRNC coming back here for that 3 break. Got up there towards the 318 and ran into that 320 wall. So let's see if we get back through that wall. Of course, the 320 wall. And look at the 316 wall right now, guys. 45,000 shares there. That's going to be very hard to get through. So just be careful out there with that CRNC. All right, guys. A lot of you guys in the chat, and the chat got a little slow on me, guys. What's up out there, guys? What are you guys taking a look at today? All right, ADLX. ALDX trying to recover that 350s. We'll look to see if it can make the move here. What was the other one? ADTX, I think it was. Yeah, looking for that one, trying to break the move off of that 130. Not really seeing the big moves though out there, guys. What are you guys seeing out there? Not even the penny names aren't moving, man. It's the big boys. Nvidia back towards 170s. It was up there at 102s. Will we get a bounce again? Back to the upside here. That's where it gets difficult, man. And that's where the bounce today and the numbers, I told you guys, it was going to make it hard. It was going to make it hard on both sides. CMPO, massive momentum. Let's see what happens here. A lot of momentum coming into CMPO. Daily chart just pulled back here towards the 8. Has a high of 980s to go towards if it wants to really break out here. CMPO, Compo Secure. This is definitely one that I haven't traded in the past, but it's holding that 9 here. Can it make a run? We'll find out, guys. As you guys can see, I've been trying to hold off on the 5-minute charts and the 1-minute chart. So we'll see what happens with this, but doesn't look too bad if it's pulled back there to the 18,876 to break that 9 and make a run here towards the 970s. Can it make the move here? We'll wait and find out, but CMPO, one that's in play today. OGen. OGen, biotech, just popped above the $1. Can this one keep going here? VWAP at 113. So that's kind of the pullback layer. Was up there towards 140s. So this one has the potential there. Not a bad move there. That was about 30%. Just pulled back here. Now looking to take out that high, that 139. We'll look to see if it does it. INDO getting a little bit of a push there towards the 350s. This was moving yesterday. Oil and gas name. Oil and gas doing well out the gates here today. XLE starting to come back towards the 88s. APA, one that's doing well. MPC, another one that's doing well there and getting a little bit of a bounce. We'll look to see if these energy names can continue on the day. Not a bad one here on this MPC. That's starting to push. We'll see what happens in oil today. Sky, SYT, SKYT, guys, got up there towards the 8. Now I'm looking for a pullback on this. Doesn't look too bad here. If it could pull back into like the 770s and 750s, this looks actually really good to break back through the 8. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this one. SKYT. Trying to break through 8. Just got up there towards the 8. Had a nice little pre-market chart where it just broke back above the 7s. Made a breakout towards the 8. But if I measure the flag's only going to be about $1. So this is that dollar breakout. Where could we go next? Let's take a look at the daily chart. Daily chart has a move there towards 830s and maybe 870s, but I don't see too much more than that 870s. So that's just something to note as we start to pull back. We'll see what happens on that SKYT. The daily chart doesn't look good there for me. OSCR. We'll see if this one can keep moving there. Healthcare plans. Those have been hot as of late. Let's see if those can keep moving today. Molina Healthcare, CVS, maybe starts to bounce back after yesterday's hit down. Yeah, it is getting that bounce back after yesterday's hit. So up there to 57 from the 5630s. Could look for a pullback back towards 5670s, 5680s to maybe play this back through the 57s on CVS. And you can look at other ones in that space, right? OSCR is going to be one of them that's doing well. Clover Health, one that's been doing well. Maybe that's the one you want to play on the smaller side. Depends how you like to go about it. ELV, Elvines Health. Getting a little bit of a push in a higher price name. All right, looking around, baby. Let's go ahead. How's Lily doing there? Back towards 850s. OGen showing up there. Back towards the 130s. We talked about that one, 139. Can it take it out? Okay, go to the next level. Wait and find out here. All right, guys. What else you guys got out there? Just frustrated 2 days in a row. Tech issue. I can't even take a trade on a new active account. Hey, Paul, I would definitely have you reach out, man. Like always, guys, we're always trying to kind of deal with the gremlins. There's always going to be sometimes issues. I mean, you guys have seen even the big brokers, Schwab, Thinkorswim, having some issues. I think it has to do with all these data providers, right? But hey, like always, man, we're going to try to do our best. I would reach out to this email immediately and put at the top, please help me trying to trade, baby. Get after it, Paul. I wish you the best. Hope they're able to fix that issue. I am able to trade today. I will tell you guys that. But if you did get kind of like a max loss, I heard that could be a situation where it's playing some factor in that. But just be careful out there, traders. SPY not going anywhere from the gates. If anything, stocks are coming back down. Look at Apple, man. This is how it's annoying, guys. Look, now you're getting that downside action here today. And so That's just very difficult to trade, guys. When we get that pop on the economic data, and instead of things like just continuing to the upside, now you're getting that kind of shake to the downside. Qs are pulling back. The best part is they can find some buyers, and then it's right back up to the upside. So be careful out there, traders. Look at Beyond Meat up there to 633s now. Hey, it's not doing too bad. Here, I'm going to go to the 5-minute here just to kind of show you guys a little bit more of that action. But Beyond Meat, I guess the fake beat trying to get a nice little pop. CMPO. There it goes. There's the Campo, guys. CMPO, big rip from the 9. We were just looking at that. Now to 940s. I'd look for a quick pullback to 926 here, but 990 is available on this one. Wouldn't mind it on a little bit of a pullback here, even at the 920s here. Let's see if I can get that and risk off of 9. Wouldn't mind it here. CMPO. Let's see where the wall is on CMPO. All right, I see pullback layer. Someone's trying to buy up at 917, so I'd look at that layer as the pullback area. Don't see too much on the sell side of things here. There's that 919 really quickly. You see how it went to 917? It went and scooped them real quick, man. Real quick. I could see that kind of pull back there, and all of a sudden the bid started switching out there. We'll look to see if this one keeps running. But CMPO, nice spike off that 9. Not a bad one there. All right, guys, let's keep going. We'll see what else is out there. AHG, medical distribution name. Don't know too much about that one. Apps was moving this morning up there now towards the 250s. Nice looking chart this morning with that nice little trend line. Got that push off the $2. Now up there to the 250s. Could maybe make a run there eventually towards the 3, but not a bad looking move here. Next resistance right around the 250s. That's where it might run into a little wall there. A nice little push here. OGen at that 130s. Didn't take out that 139. We'll see if it pulls back a little bit here. CRNC now towards that 320s. So maybe that $3 or 280 pullback was the levels. Not looking too bad there. 322s, 325s. Let's see if it keeps running. NVIDIA back to 99, man. That was a short yesterday, man. AAL with a big push, guys. So seeing some of these airlines pushing back. Delta pushing back today. UAL pushing back. Seems like some leisure play out there that's working. Carnival pushing off of that. Hertz. Yeah, Hertz bouncing, man. It's definitely looks like a leisure. Leisure getting a little push there. Haven't played Hertz in a long time, man. Doesn't look too bad off that 375. Maybe it gets to 4 today. VSAT up there now to 2540. So this one's definitely a strong name. I'd keep a watch on this. This doesn't look bad at all. Hasn't made a pullback at all, though. That's one thing to note. It's just ripping. NVAX up there to 1024s. Was up on the kind of the pre-market action. We'll look to see what happens on that one. It is getting a spike back, though. Zip Recruiter getting a little push. Oh, man. OGen just can't do it right now, guys. AMRX. This one had a big after hours spike. It's come back. It's had 1, 2, 3, 4 types of bottoms off that 728. Starting to push here in the 750s. Did get some volume there on that kind of attempt to the 750s. Look to see if this one can keep running. Doesn't look too bad here on this AMRX. This big chart here on the hourly to start working back off the 7. Next stop on the hourly, it would be the 775s, and then it can go through 8, potentially 870s here available. So the risk to return, not too bad on this AMRX. Looking around to see what else I can get after, guys. INSG trying to break 8 here, or 10. Doesn't look too bad there. Let me take a look at the daily. Daily is right there off that $10. We'll look to see if it kind of breaks that. And Seago getting a little bit of a push. PGHL with a halt and a resume. Man, construction stock that's moving all around here, guys. Be careful out there, guys. This stock is crazy. It was up there at 750s, now down to 550s. And coming down fast. I have no idea about this company, but boy, oh boy, what a flip on that. RXRX getting a little bit of a push. Some biotech. I haven't seen RXRX move in a long time. CLNE, oil play, doing well there. That one might get you looking at kind of any other kind of oil play like INDO. You can see it just held that 350 pullback on INDO. Looks pretty good here to make the break through the fours here. Not too bad there on INDO. Wouldn't mind a scalp here on INDO. Back through fours. That actually was a good level to go after. Just needed to be quick. Would have had to buy the 375s. Looking for the push towards 4. Doesn't look too bad here on INDO. There's 385. There's 390s. Let's see if it takes 4. CMPO still hanging on in that 350s. You got that 920 pullback right on the dot. Now back towards 950s. Let's see if it makes a move there towards 990s and $10 CMPO. CMPOW? There's some warrants on this thing. Good Lord. There's warrants on CMPO. Be careful out there, guys. The Q's straight down out the open, man. Wouldn't you know it? The chop continues. The chop continues. Die, NVIDIA, die. Man, I should have got short NVIDIA yesterday. At least it was on the playbook, guys. You guys know it was on the playbook that we're here yesterday. It was definitely a top play, looking for that. And boy, oh boy, that's a little bit of a miss there. Procter & Gamble on the playbook today. Looking for the breakout above 170. We're at 171. This should have been the play on today. Swing trade at least for sure off the 170s. 168 risk. Went down there towards 169. Would have been a great entry at 169 like 20s. Risking off 168. You get the move to resistance. You sell some at 170, 160s. And then you look for the breakout. Not a bad looking chart there. We'll look for some pullback action back towards 170. That's only the layer that I could go after now. But doesn't look too bad at all. Pen coming back and recovering back through 18. Can this one get a little bit of a move? The earnings weren't the best, but hey, who knows? Maybe they shake all that earning concern and they're back through that 1850s. Doesn't look too bad here. The daily has the next resistance and a little gap to fill up here towards 1896. Maybe we can get that push here. Doesn't look too bad on a pullback. VWAP 1768. Can we pull back here to the 1790s, 1778 area? I wouldn't mind maybe taking a shot towards the 1850s. Doesn't look too bad there. GoCo on the halt down there. So crazy halt on the down there. PGHL still on the downside action there. Taking a look around, guys. What do you guys got for me? If I look at the sectors overall, I see consumer defensives leading, energy behind that. So definitely getting that push in energy. So INDO for the 4 push. Doesn't look bad at all here. Just pulled back there. Let's see if we get that push towards 4. It's 389. We'll see if we get that. HCAT showing up there. Health Information Services doing pretty well on the day there. But definitely seeing energy, communication services, basic materials. What about gold? I love gold. Making a little recovery is Barrick Gold. It just dipped there towards the 1690s. It's been holding 17 here. Doesn't look too bad to maybe make a little trade here. I don't got to go too crazy. Let's see if this can really pop back through the 1710s, start working its way to 1720s and 1750s. That would be the trade there. That's continued downside action in the market. We've had about what? 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. Shouldn't break that 1695 now. Could give you that breakout right back through that 17, going to 1720s. So not a bad area to take a look at GOLD for a trade here. We'll see what happens as it starts to work back. I'll take a look to see if it starts to go to 1710 first. It's just kind of really slow, not really moving much, but is there a trade to be made here? Maybe on the swing trade side of things. Doesn't look too bad to start working its way back, but you'd like to see continued downside action in the market. And right now is when you're getting that dip buy, right? So I talked about how maybe you'd get a dip, then you get some buyers to step back. Well, here the buyers are trying to step back here. We'll see if they're able to actually ramp it back. Tesla down to 192. Maybe this holds 192, starts working its back towards 196 and 200 on the day. That makes sense to me for it to come right back towards this 200 here. So not looking too bad off of this kind of 5-minute bottom here, right off the 192 level. We'll see if Tesla can start working its way back to the upside. Looking around, guys, trying to make some other moves out there. VSAT, one that could be pulling back now. That thing went up to where it's 2660s. How's SPCE doing? That's actually holding really well off the 6, back towards 626. Seems to me like this aerospace area and VSAT doing pretty well there. We'll see what happens. Communication via SAT, right? Maybe take a look at some other ones in there. INSG also showing back up, and Seago bounce off that 950s back towards the 1038s. This one has a tendency of squeezing. I never liked the trade in Seago. I've traded it in the past, but there's relative volume there, and it is moving, guys. CLNE, another one that's getting a little bit of a lift there, and that's an oil name. Apps still doing well there to continue that lift. CMPO now at 959. Looks like that one wants to keep going. We were looking at that one at 9, up about 60 cents now. CRNC, we were looking at this one at $3, looking for the push above 339. Didn't get that, but pulled back here towards 305. Now hanging in. SPY getting a little bit of a lift there, so we'll see if Tesla can just work its way out now and start climbing higher. So it's bouncing off of yesterday's resistance, so that 192.60 area going to be important for that to hold. You can see how you bounce right off of that level. I'd like to see that get undercut now and then come right back up. But taking a look, guys, it's starting to get towards 10 o'clock where I want to start taking some bigger trades. Let's keep getting after it. All right, guys, I see a lot of the traders out there on a little bit of a struggle today. Hey, we're all struggling a little bit in this kind of volatility time. Just stay safe out there, traders. Keep trying to take the best trades, the high quality ones. Seems to be the area to take that action. GOLD holding that 17 now. We'll look to see if it gets that move there towards the 1705s and maybe it makes a run there. The Qs overall, will they kind of reject here or will they just go higher through that 441? That's what I'm looking at here, guys. Take a little sip of some coffee. Keep getting after it, traders. Let's go. Let's go. All right, traders, let's see what's going on out here. UA starting to come back here. Under Armour, not doing too bad on the day. Nike getting a little lift on that. What about DEC? DEC's actually doing pretty decent, man. This thing was down at 840. It's at 856 now. DMPO pulls back there a little bit. That one's going to be a hard trade for sure. CRNC trying to make the move through the 330s. Beyond Meat pulling back there to the 623s. Will it take the 650s today? SPCE just holding in off the 622s. Could keep running though on the day. Next spot, 655s, and then maybe a run to 7. Could see 643s as being a resistance. Got there to 637, 633. Looking around, guys. Not seeing too much there, even in the halt game. Cole player here. I can get after here. This METC doesn't look too bad off of this 1270. Just pulled back there. So I could go for 13s or pullbacks to 1290s here. Doesn't look too bad to maybe get after it. So I'm going to try to get this one. It's a Cole player here. METC. Let's see if I can get a pullback below 13s here to take a shot there for the move right back to that wick, which was 1376. Come on, looking for a slight dip on the offer back towards the 1290s with the bid at like 1276. Need that pullback there. Ninja getting a nice little move. SN Shark Ninja, baby. Shark Ninja's taking off here, man. What happened in Shark? The Shark, baby. Baby Shark. Man, Shark Ninja's done really well since its IPO. Whew. That's actually done awesome, man. For an IPO, that's actually done really well. Big push up there in Shark Ninja today. Now pulling back here. It was up there towards 84.90s. Now back towards 83.14s. Looking to see if maybe I get the pullback towards 82. Or at least like 82.30s. Could go right back to the highs, and look at that. That's trading pretty tight at the top. But the only thing is the spread's a little wide there. It's about 30, 40 cents sometimes on that SN. METC still hasn't pulled back there. Got towards a low of 12.95s. It's right off the 13 here. Taking a look to see what happens there. Lift trading up towards the close of the high of the days. So we'll see what happens here as it starts to come back through that 950. There's RKT. Talked about how if Zillow kept doing well, RKT could get that lift to 18. It's doing pretty decent there. Look to see if Zillow goes back to the 49. Open is one to play on the pullback here for a smaller play, but I could go after Zillow on that pullback. It doesn't look too bad at all. Just made a pullback to 47. It's at 48. Could go to 49. It's definitely a one-to-one trade here, but I like the trade here. I don't mind it, and I could get the pullback to 47.50s. At worst comes to worst, add there. So I got to go small, but this doesn't look bad here. Off the 49. We'll see if it starts to work back here. It could go to 50 today. It's a big one to watch here. Let's see if it makes that move. It's a one-to-one trade, though. That's where it gets hard, right? Because the down move is 47. The up move is 49. So that's where I hate one-to-one trades. I very rarely ever take one-to-one trades. I'm normally looking for a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 outlook. It's not there. Shop one to watch today. I definitely think that's important to watch for recovery. And there it is. It's right back up here, looking pretty well. It held the 64 cut down. I'm looking for maybe a 65.50s or 65 pullback, but doing pretty well. That tells me maybe Amazon on the bid right now off that 164. Doesn't look too bad to get that next up move. The Qs back towards the highs here could break through that high. You could start seeing some quick recoveries on some tech names. Be careful out there, guys. The SQQQ down to the 1033s. Look to see if that keeps bouncing here, or will it bounce off this support, or will you start to see some more down action in the market overall? Be careful out there, guys. SARK giving me a little bit of alert there. SARK back towards 3760s. Just keeping a close eye on this, because if we get that next big down move, SARK is going to be one that can easily go back to 45. All right, taking a look around, guys. Apps up 52%. This one's done pretty well here from the day. Opened up around $2. It's up there towards almost $3 now. Zillow pulling back here now towards 47.90s. We'll see if that wants to make the move or not. It's available to me to take it now, but like I said, it's still like a one-to-one trade. MPC, one of the good ones. Retail, some of the retail is doing well. Five below, getting a big push there to the 67s. Bark. The dogs are going barking, guys. Beyond Meat. Can I get the next move to 650s here? Pullback could be to 6. Doesn't look too bad on the 5 minute. Just held that VWAP pullback off for that $6. So let's see if it starts to make the move here. I actually like this for maybe a scalp opportunity here. Let's see if I can get it. Beyond Meat for a scalp. I haven't taken a trade at all here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take a little bit of a scalp trade here. Looking for this to go back to like 650s. So it's not like the huge move, but could get a nice little pullback here right now towards like the 23s, 21. The opening of this candle was 620. So I'd love to see this candle try red and then go right back up. 15 minute, you guys see it. It's been going sideways right here. Could pull back to the VWAP around 6 and then make the move. So always got to keep that in mind. That's the support right now. So let's see what happens here. If we get a little bit of that pullback where it tries to go like back here, cut down towards the 620s, then right back up through that 635s. Qs, man, the Qs are slowing down there, trying to make that breakout, but as soon as it gets up there towards the top, slowdown comes in. CRNC just kind of holding at this 325, but really not making the break. Beyond Meat just holding in there right now. SPCE up there towards 630s. Not a bad one there in SPCE. That tells me to take a look for maybe VSAT on the pullback. I like VSAT right now. VSAT, an interesting name. It has a lot of risk to return here, and that's why I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on this one. Where's the pullback layer? The pullback layer is it's recovering this 24.44. We just undercut it here. So I'd like to see that recovery at that level. So you can see it, how it's trying to come towards the next layer on the 5 minute, the support around 23.32s, and then could start to work its way back. So got to keep that in mind on the 15. You already got a big move here in VSAT. We'll look to see if we get a little bit of pullback, and then maybe it takes that 27. So definitely going to be one that kind of has a lot of traders' eyes on it. I like this pullback towards the 24s, maybe holding the 23.50 breakdown, but you got to go probably smaller on this and looking to see if this can make that run to 27. Not a bad looking name here. Uber, nice comeback. All right, we'll see what happens. Going after everything. Get it all, man. Get it all, future day trade. What are you guys getting after? Get it all. Get all the money out there. Looking around, guys, not seeing much, man. VSAT is probably like the only one that's kind of like interesting to me on the risk to return side. We'll see what happens on this one. Q's pulling back now. The chomp continues out there, man. Just chomping up traders. That's what I'm seeing a lot of. Here's a cut down back towards 24s on VSAT. Don't mind it here. Got to go after it a little bit slower and then try to size into this one. But going to go ahead and start trying to get this. There's 2407. 2410s. I'm looking for a slight cut underneath that 24 to hit the 9 EMA on the 5. There it is. All right, starter on 2396. 2350s will be that next move there. I'm going to put 2340 right now. I could put 35 near the support. So I'm putting some limit bid at the support. Apps trying to break through that 273. We'll see what happens on that one. Taking a little shot here on VSAT. Future day trade, what you got? Just 3 stocks. It makes it a lot easier when you're just looking at 3 stocks, right? Not maybe all the whole market, but we'll see what happens, man. 23 undercut there for VSAT. Will it start to work its way back? Let's go to the 15 minute. Keep myself honest on where I'm trying to hold up to. Really need to see this get back through 2460s. That's where we really start to rock and roll. We'll see what happens out there. All right, not saying too much on the kind of the big movers out there right now. Man, Apple says it all for me. Apple says it all. Just down, up, down, up, down, up, not deciding where the hell it wants to go. It's one of those days that can easily just ruin your feeling in the market, right? You're just like, oh, I got it. I got it. Oh, I don't got it. I don't got it. Boots Alliance, man. Boots Barnes. Click those boots because it looks like it wants higher. Ulta getting a nice little push here. This stock has been just completely wrecked, though. It's kind of hard to get it, but it's been pretty down there, man. SPCE pulling back there. What about Beyond Meat? Beyond Meat just hanging out. Did get another pullback there that had tried to break that 620s. So it looks interesting here for Beyond Meat to get the move to 650s, right? Doesn't look too bad there. But of course, this is not a favorite of mine, right? Definitely not a favorite of mine. All right, big level, big thing to break is the 630s here. There's 13,000 shares waiting there, and then there's a nice pocket after that. So there's 4,200 shares at 631, but if they could take out that 630, you could really start rocking and rolling here back towards like maybe 650s. And this has a pretty good flag pattern, right? It's about 88 cents. So maybe we could get a breakout here towards 7. Doesn't look too bad here. We'll see what happens on Beyond Meat today. 15 minute, still holding the pullback to 620s. That's kind of the level that I'd like to see it hold now. If I did take the scalp approach, I'd be holding off of 620. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take the scalp approach here and see what we can do off the 620s here. 629s just got long there. 300 shares. Could add 300 as I break 630s. And then really look to see if it really wants to go. I'm trying to keep it small here so that even if it's a loss there, it's a really tiny loss. Really looking to see if that 630 can get broken here. So I want to see 630s show up on the time and sales here at the bottom right here where you're seeing there's 629s. Can I get 630s to show up there with a big size? Looking at some of the other stocks that are moving fast, I don't see too much out there. Still seeing apps, HCAT, CRNC. Little pullback. Here comes the 630s. There we just broke the 630s. So now I'm actually looking to add after that 630s. Let's see if I can get that. Any pullback towards that 631, I'll go ahead and I'll add there. Got 300 shares out there. Let's see if I can get it there and then look for the scalp move towards the 650s. We just got the first entry. Looking for the next entry. Could pull back to the 627, 628s. So just to keep that in mind. There you go, guys. So looking to see what happens there. All right, guys. Just got looking at VSAT there. Beyond Meat, I still got the 629. Got to go look at VSAT here as it is pulling back here towards that next entry here. So at this point, got to go ahead and start to establish the risk and return here on this. I'm going to give myself the move towards the next layer. Next layer is 2274s. I'm going to do 2350s, which would be about 115 risk here. We'll look to see if that comes back, but definitely VSAT cracking down a little bit faster there off the 2330s than I'd like. Need to see it hold 23 and come back through 24. We take a look at that, guys, and show you guys that VSAT. VSAT pulling back there. I got an average of 2365, only 100 shares. Well, let's see if this one can work backwards. Right back to the upside. It's on the lower end of the Bollinger Band. Now I'm going to look for a move to the top end of the Bollinger Band, which is 2569. Beyond Meat now up there towards 640s. Not doing too bad on Beyond Meat. Getting that little scalp, right? That's all it is here. All right, 640s. Let's see if we can get the little scalp there. Get up there towards the 650s or 645s even. Take a little trade here. I'm not looking for anything crazy. I'll take it out at the 650s. Look for that to get through there and then just take the trade and run. I don't mind taking these quick little trades. I'm trying to do a little bit more testing on these types of trades. Of course, it's already done the 1 minute, and I got about what? Close to that 10 cents, right? 640s or 639s. I could just take it off, but that's only $30, right? So I start learning how I can go about these on the scalp strategy, right? So we'll see what happens. Palantir trading up close to the high of the day, something maybe to think about, but we'll see what happens if I can get one more push here towards the 650s. Looking for that 640s, 645s to show up. And then, of course, we can start to rock and roll here. 648 is where I see the wall there. So I don't mind selling at that 648. I'm going to look to sell at that 648 right here into a quick little pop. This is scalp practice, and it's not going to give me the biggest return, but I'm just trying to learn from it and just keep pushing. All right, VSAT, I feel, is going for another push with the wave theory. We got another push, and the ATR for the 1 minute is huge, which means that there's going to be some aggressive demand. I agree with you, Chris S. I think this is definitely one that is getting the move today. It has the attention, so keep a watch out there. TQQQ giving a cinematic move up, so that just tells me that, yeah, we shook the downside action. Now we're getting a push up. Nikola even getting a move up. That's when you know we're ready to buy anything right now. Buying the trash out there just tells me that, yeah, Beyond Meat could even keep going here. So I'm going to put it up to the 655s just to see if I can get another little push there. It got close to hitting me. It went to 644s there. But the wall is at 650s. There's 20,000 shares there. It needs to get through that. I'm going to put 649s here. Just trying to see it get back to that 650s, take my money, and then look to see if I can play with that a little later. Of course, I did lose about close to 200 this morning. Just kind of state that. It's right underneath it here, guys. But I don't have enough room to kind of include everything here, but you guys can see the two positions on VSAT Beyond Meat. That's what I'm looking at right now. Still down on the day, 173. Got to keep battling. Do need to get a little bit bigger on some of these, but to tell you the truth, I'm just trying to kind of keep the balance on until like 10:30, and then I can really start pressing the gas pedal. We'll see what happens here. Duolingo getting a little bit of a push here. Man, I've never traded Duolingo. That's one thing I can definitely tell you. Beyond Meat, we'll see what happens on that one. It is starting to push, but still hasn't gotten that move to 650s. Could run to the profits here, but there's not much there, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually push it up through that 655 and put the break even stop right here. So if it comes back and stops me out, let it stop me out. That's how I want to do it on these kind of scalps, is once it goes into my direction, I just want to put a stop break even. If it comes back and gets me and just moves up, well, at least I didn't lose on the position, and that's important to me. All right, looking at Beyond Meat to see if that one will bounce there off the 630s. That's the layer to bounce there. I'm at 629, so if it hits me, it hits me, guys. I'm just going to let it try to work, try to get back up there. If it doesn't come, it doesn't go. Going back here towards VSAT, I think that's the one that I really need to pay attention to and start seeing 23s try to hold here. All right, 2340s. I got 2365s. If I wanted to, I could sell out 50 shares there and try to add it back. I'm really looking for the pop above 24s here. There's 356. There's 361. I'm going to go ahead and try to do what I just talked about, which is selling out half of it. This is more of a situation where if I sell out half of it here and make sure that I at least could re-add if it comes back to my level, that's such an important thing outlook here. So that's why I'm putting it out right now, right underneath my entry to take out 50 shares. There you guys have it. Oh, no, that was Beyond Meat getting hit there off the 29. So probably just break even on that. There you guys have it. Now I just cut there a little bit. So now I have that same kind of 50 shares. So on any pullback, I can add those 50 shares back. And that's an important level when I get caught up towards the top end. On the bottom end of the range, it's 23. I could add those shares right back and pull my average back towards 2330s. It's an important outlook for me to do. It's one of these kind of protective strategies that I've been trying to add to my game, which is when it comes back to me, if I'm in the red, just cut down the risk. So if it does go red right where you were, you're losing probably about half of what you would lose. Of course, this restricts your reward, but I can always add shares. The one thing I don't want to do is kind of get caught in one name that I'm already red, deep red, deep red. It comes back to break even, and then it goes even deeper into the red. So that's one thing that I'm trying to make an improvement on, and one thing that you guys can think about. AUR, cinematic move up. Of course, this is a LiDAR play that was strong, had pulled back pretty recently, and now getting a little bit of a push there. Qs overall did do a nice little push, but look at it on the daily range. It's just staying in that sideways range. Like I talked about, we could just come right back up towards that top end. That's how I felt on Tesla too. And it's still holding in, and it started to recover that 192, made its way back to that 196. So Tesla, not a bad pullback buy today. I think this could make the move back to 200 today, maybe even 199. So there's still some ability to maybe take that trade. It'd be back at 194. Advanced Auto Parts getting a little bit of some buying off of that 60 spot. This actually doesn't look too bad to go back to 61. I don't trade Advanced Auto Parts often, but daily chart, a lot of bottoming on this. Doesn't look too bad for it to start making its move back to 61 on the day. I don't mind it here, guys. I don't think I've even traded Advanced Auto Parts. This one looks like one for the swing trade. Let's go ahead. Let's take a trade on Advanced Auto Parts off the, what are we going to do it off the 58 level? Yeah, so we got to risk about $2. So keeping that in mind, it's going to be more of a 50 share position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go small early to see if I can get a pullback later to 59, because that's not where I'll stop out. I'm going to stop out at 58. So I'll give myself the ability to add at 59 and get the starter right here. I'm going to do 50 shares. This actually looks pretty decent there. There's the 2370s. It doesn't look too bad there. 2370s on the offer. It just went back there. Just trying to keep watch on that. That's VSAT up there towards 2379. Just got to take a look here at Advanced Auto Parts. I do want to take a shot on this. Don't trade this often here, guys. So I'm just trying to go ahead and kind of take a look around here. This is one that doesn't really kind of keep the up move. So that's where I get a little bit careful, because it's not the favorite, right? O'Reilly's, the other ones kind of have a tendency of doing a lot better. And O'Reilly's actually having a decent day there. This is specialty retail doing well today. That's what this is. So I got to be careful with that. BABA going back up. That's actually looking good for the PDD. PDD doing really well, man. There's some times where I talk about some things and I'm just missing it because I'm not watching it, right? I talked about Amazon doing well, especially Shop. And if Shop did well, Amazon would do well. Those types of names. Shop is doing well. Amazon, Meli, Mercado Libre. We'll look to see if that can recover right back up. So PDD doing well there. AZO could be one that I could go after. AAP, looking for that to maybe go to 61. But man, I would hate to be long this over a long time because it's just a crappy name overall. But hey, could definitely get that 61 today. All right, going back to the day trading action, just moving all around, guys, trying to find where I could take some trades out there. Let's go to VSAT here and see what's going on with it. There's VSAT trying to recover that 24, just recovered that 24. So at this point, I can start to step up here and then maybe look to see if 23s can hold on pullbacks. There's the 2409. So looking good right now. Going to look for see if I can get a little bit of a pullback here below the 2024, coming back to a trend line. So there's a trend line here that I can draw. We're getting that nice little boost there on that VSAT back. Pullbacks towards 2380s and 2360s. So not bad. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to put 24s out on a pullback add. Let's do 50 there. Look to see if I get that pullback here on VSAT. Looking to see if I can get this to keep pushing here, guys, because back to the top, it's 26. That's not bad. Not a bad gain if we could get like 100 shares here. Could still get that pullback to 2360s here. So just got to be careful here as it starts to pull back. So I'm putting it back here closer towards my entry right now. And as it starts to pull back, I'll look for it to hit the trend line and bounce. And as it bounces, I'm going to add there. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll detach this so you guys can see the action here right off of my chart. All right, guys, you guys see that VSAT order here, looking to see if this can get back up towards the top to the high there. 2667s would be a really nice move here. Looking to see if this could start to pull back here and I can go ahead and take a bigger swing. But definitely need to pull back below the 24s here. So looking to see if I can get a quick little pullback back to this trend line, right? And then I can go ahead and add. See if we can get that quick little pullback here, or does it just take off? Could just take off too. Volume is slowing up a little bit, so that's why I'm looking for the pullback to regain some of that volume and then look for the push. Right now, I got my average right around where I got my entry, right? So I could put it a little lower just for the time being until I start to see that pullback and then step up. Q's made an attempt to break to the upside, so that's definitely something to keep a watch on. INDO, did it ever get to that $4 spot? It's pulled back to 362. Oil's doing pretty well. Q's are doing pretty well. Need to take a look at XLE. XLE still doing pretty decent there. So INDO, not a bad one to look for that move back at 360s towards the 4s. So this one's a little bit of a tighter trade, 356. So I could step up to the plate. It's 1025. Now's around the time where I really wanted to kind of start getting these step ups. So let's go for it here. I'm going to try to take a trade in oil in INDO. 161 here, not a bad entry. Trying to get that first entry there. There I am, guys. I'm long 500 shares, looking for one more dip to get another 500 shares at 56 or 55s. I wouldn't mind it there. Let's do 50. Let's do 56 there. Another 500 shares. Ready to take a shot here, guys. Looking for an undercut and rally here in INDO. Coming back towards the 380s. And of course, this is on the 15-minute outlook. I got another chart there that's showing me that. But really wanted to come back here towards this 390s and break through 4s. Really a cut down back through 350s could get me out of this. So that's why I'm trying to go ahead and try to get a nice little add here. And could not leave the limit out there too. I could also just cancel it here. Look for it to drop down below my entry towards like 357s, 356. Then take the shot on the size or size up through 65s. That's also another option, right? So we'll see what happens with this one. Taking a shot, guys. Going back to that VSAT also. Let's go back to it here. You guys can see it just recently made that dip. What got below towards the 2380s. So that's the level that I should have been adding on that trend line, guys. That's a little bit of my fault there about not getting that add there. If you see here, that trend line came pretty close into play there. So we'll look to see what happens if it starts to take off here. Looks like it's starting to get that push here. Let's see if it really wants to do that kind of push above the 2440s. Going towards 2480s is the next step up, 25s. So let's see what happens here. Still got that order out there. Right now, I'm going to cancel it just to see if I get some kind of pullback. I'm putting some bid support. So let's see if it starts to kind of get that next level to push to 25s. INDO. 357s. Went to 356 low. Now I'll look for it to come back through the 362. And that's where I want to add. I'm going to wait, give it that time to bottom out. Give me that green candle coming back. And then I'm going to take a shot. There it is. There it is, guys. There's that first push. That's what I kind of want to see here. Now, of course, the bid is a little bit higher here. So that's where I got to be a little bit careful. I need to pull back here to like at least 64s. I don't mind like kind of getting it up there. I wanted 362, but I'll take 364 here. All right, guys, got two orders out. 500 shares at 64s, 500 shares at 360. Trying to put myself here towards 362. See if this can really start to push now. Now I got 1,000 shares here. Bigger position for sure. Let's go looking at VSAT. VSAT holding in pretty well here, guys. So in a second here, I'm going to step up to the plate and then hold the rest break even. There's the step towards 24.48s. All right, not seeing too much step up there, but I'm going to step up here and then just start to hold here on a tight risk and can come back in the name if I need to. So $15 risk here, looking for a big push up there towards the 26. All right, we'll see if we get it. Don't need to go all the way to the 2660s. Let's see what happens there in VSAT. You guys see the complete trade on there. Smash the like, guys. What do you guys like? Lumen would have been a good trade to short today. Down 21%. Definitely. A lot of these penny plays have become shorts lately. Not a bad one there. Rejection, and boy, oh boy, did this reject. Rejected that 7 and pow. INSE. Inspired Entertainment. What the heck happened to this? What the heck happened to this? I have no idea what's going on with that one. Lyft, guys, showing up on the scanners. Lyft continuing to push here, guys. The Q's continuing to push. That's definitely a nice little push there. SPY pushing well. Apple recovering. NVIDIA recovering, man. The chop continues out there. Be careful out there, traders. Indo now starting to push there, up about 45 bucks. Nothing crazy though. No fill on that 360 pullback. Now we're towards the 375. So looking pretty decent here to sell some into the rip. I'm going to sell some into this rip right now, guys. I got about 1,000 shares. So I want to sell about at least 500 into this move and then look to see if I can keep it going here. 375s, 378. Let me do 378. I'm looking for one more little drive here. 378 should come in, or 380. So that's where I want to go ahead and take some profit here. 378 is out there now. Let me see if I can get another little push here. Could take the 110 and just run, but I'm looking for the push to 4, right? So I just want to take some out here and then look for it to run to 4. We'll see if we're able to get that bigger push through the 4. The big thing for me is on the 15-minute. Where does this trend line come into play? So the trend line can come into play from this breakout, right? So now we're getting this break back through this level. That's looking great here, guys. So I'm actually going to pull off there. It looks good to break that 378 and go into the 380s here. I'm just looking for that slight push into the 380s to take some off here. So I'm putting it up here towards 420 to get away from the action right now. And then I'm going to slam it back down as it starts to push through towards the 380s or even 378 on the bid. Can take some profits. I want to take some profits here, but I also, like always, got to at least stick to the risk and reward that I established, right? So this could be an easy, nice little kind of $400 trade if I hold it from the 360s up towards that 4. So got to be patient when I'm starting to get the rewards. All right, there it is on VSAT, and it came back and got me, guys. So we'll see what happens on VSAT. It did come back to that 24. Could still bounce off of this level and go right back to the upside. I did tighten down on the risk so that I could get back into it if I needed to. If I look at the 15-minute, it could bottom out at 23s again and then come back later in the day. So that's what I'm going to be looking at here. Does it bottom out and come back there? And this kept me from a really kind of getting hit hard, right? I was up about 40 bucks, but 40 bucks isn't going to pay the rent. So left that there. We'll see if we can get back into the name here on VSAT. What happened to Beyond Meat? Just kind of noting there. Oh, Beyond Meat stopped me out, then came right back to that 650s. So it was a little too tight on that today. Well, it wasn't too bad of a move out there. It was a good scalp opportunity. I'll look to learn from that, but it did come back here towards 618s. So would I have been able to hold off of that? Something to think about, right? Vicasa moving a little bit there. This one's a interesting move to say the least, guys. It's bouncing back. This is all based on kind of the Zillow. Look at the Zillow back at 47. Got the nice little push there. The 15-minute chart, we were looking at it. See if it held the pullback. 47 holding well, back to 48. Looking pretty decent there, guys. Indo, let's go back to this one. Let's at least try to make some money, guys. Let's go. Let's go. There's 380s, 385s there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can get it up there. I'm going to cancel my sell up here. In a second here, I'll be probably taking some profits here, but trying to get this to pop through. It got there towards the 385s, looking good to get towards the high of the 390s. Take that out. Let's see if we can get the run there towards the 4. Can we get the move there on INDO? We'll see, guys. We'll see it. A lot of this will also depend on how oil is doing overall, but I do see a lot of green in oil right now. And so that's why I'm also playing this. I could look at scalps in those names like VLO, Valero. I see APA up a pretty good amount. I could go for like an XOM trade, right? There's plenty of names to go after. XLE, right? We'll see what happens there. Almost there for that break of the 385s. We're trying here. Let's see if we can get back into the green with this one trade, right, guys? So like always, guys, one of the things that's important, and I've been trying to do more and more, is just manage, guys. Give myself the opportunity to come back. I did take a small hit to this morning, and that's the only reason I'm down. If I didn't take that pre-market trade, if I just look at the opening trade, been doing really well of managing risk to return right now. And I'm looking for a nice little big win here. Let's see if we can get through that 380s to 390s to 4. At that point, definitely need to sell some into that 390s. Looking for the 4 move, but going to sell a pretty good portion of it into that 390s. Let's go. Let's go. Just not getting the expansion there. A lot of the trades right now, it seems like we got to just trade them within the range and just take what we can get. And that would have been the 80 move there, just getting off of this and then going back to it. I'm looking for that push based on the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart still looks really good, but it could pull back to this 365 first. We'll see if it takes out that high. That 385 is an important takeout. 5-minute chart, you can see how you broke back above this. Now you've hit that high again. You want to see this kind of reload, keep the trend, higher lows is what I'm looking for here. Let's see if we can continue that trend. Wouldn't want it to break now this low here, which is the 368. Let's see if it can hold that and then get back up. That's kind of the support right now, right? The 368 area. Yeah, Chris, it's definitely one of those ones where you got to keep your eyes on it. VSAT, it could definitely have a later in the day move. I do agree with that. And it was getting a little weak there at that VWAP. I gave it the chance to go, and that's how you can do it sometimes. Can't tell them all, right? And look at the Qs go, man. This market is just, it's tough, guys. It's tough. Look at that. Downside out the gates, down, 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 down. Why? Because it's just going back to the hourly levels. Hourly levels, guys. It's just, it's too like kind of aware to me that whenever we get these high volatility times, the traders that I see are probably winning are on the hourly and daily charts. They're not on the 1 minute or 5 minute charts. Maybe you out there are doing great on the 1 or 5, but right now I can tell you that this move right here, even the Qs, makes sense on what? The hourly candles, right? And so that's what I would be watching. A lot of this is just hourly pullbacks. They get bought up, and then next thing you know, it's right back up, right? And so you got to be careful, but hourly charts are where it's at right now. Look at this, right back to where we were, where we just dropped off yesterday. And it wasn't a slow drop. It was a fast drop. This is dangerous out there, guys. Be careful. Got to be careful when you're having markets like this. You can make money on both sides. But let's say if you were even swing trading, you were short the Qs yesterday. You're like, oh man, I got this. This morning, you already got the stop out. And if you said no, well, maybe it's just coming right back down. Now you took a big hit. That's hard. That's hard to deal with, guys. All right, going back to this INDO, trying to get this push through that level. Can't get the push right now. Just going to hold off on the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart still shows me a good level here, and so does the hourly, and that's what I'm trying to respect, right? Just trying to stay off of that, stay on the 15-minute Don't go down to that 5 minute or 1 minute. Stay off of it, man. Stay off of it. I'm even going to take them off. Look, they're not even there available to me anymore. And that's what you can do also, guys. You can take a look at that action. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, it's 10:39, guys. The SPY's going higher. It's 5:28 now and continuing to push. So take a look to see if what some other names are getting that next drive, right? CRNC, maybe this one continues. Maybe it comes right back towards 3. A lot of these have been coming right back down, so we'll see what happens there. This is the new one that just showed up to me, XMTR, 1596. Got a nice little push there towards off of the 15. I don't know this one, but could get the lift again. We'll see what happens there. VSAT, I think it just stopped us out. Got another bottom off that 24. So that 24 seems to be a nice area. This is one of those stocks that could be like all over the place. Man, look at this daily chart. There's something wrong with that chart, but let's take a look here. I'm going to go back and I'll attach this. We'll take a look right here on my TC. Now it's recovering that 24s. Looks pretty interesting on the 15. Now we got this 2360s. Could recover VWAP. VWAP is 2413s, and then it comes back through towards 27. So there's still a good profit to loss ratio there. Just got to take it off of this, and then you got to risk about, 60 cents. So keeping that in mind, we'll see what happens here. Wouldn't mind to take it, maybe even with like the smallest amount. Maybe I'm taking it with, 60, 70, 80 shares. Because if this one goes, it has a lot more to give, right? And so a push back to 2670s, that's a pretty good move. So we'll see what happens when this one, especially rock and rolls around 25. That's another way. Play the scalp at the 25. But this is going to be moving all over the place. CMPO, will we get the next move up here? It just pulled back to 9. Could just start ramping back to 975s. 990s available to this one, 10 available to this one. We'll see what happens. It's 1040. I could play this one, and if I played this one, it'd be with 100 shares. I wouldn't go too crazy with this one. I try to keep my my cool with this one, right? So you can see how you have an uptrend line that you just broke, and you would have to hold right there off that 9. You do see that the VWAP is slightly above it. So a lot of traders will wait for the VWAP to recover there first, that 922, make to 950, and then they're adding off of like the 933s. So we'll see what happens there in CMPO. Will it make the move to 10? What's up out there, guys? What do you guys like? All right, guys. I agree with you 100%. What is your name again, brother? I'm sorry. No worries, Chris. It's good to meet you, man. My name is Money Mitch. You can just call me Mitch to make life easy, right? Like always, guys, I'm going to keep doing this. I do it every single day. Start at 8:30, right? We talk the playbook, the sunrise report. I want to see you there, Chris S. I haven't seen you before, but it's definitely good to see you guys out there. I'm sorry I've been paying attention to YouTube since I joined yesterday. Was my first day on YouTube, so it's my apologies. Hey, no worries, man. You got any question? You want to learn a little bit more, or maybe you want to see something more on this show? Let me know. That's what I'm here for, guys. And all you guys tuning in on X right now, I know it's a tough market out there. Let me be that voice to calm you guys down here, because it's up and down moves on the day like today, and that can wash any trader out, especially day traders. Remember, day traders are trying to jump on momentum, but when momentum is what? Chop, we got to be careful, because momentum right now is chop. It's down, up, down, up. So a lot of the trades that I've seen, you've had to take your money fast versus letting it go into the range, right? That's what I'm seeing out there. Right? We'll see what happens out there, man. Here's INDO now finally making a little bit of a move here. Can I get the break through the 390s? It just hit 388s. Looking at this one to see if it can go through that 390s. We just tapped it there at the 388s. Let's see if I can get through that. Want to go ahead and sell some here into the 390s here. Let's go. Let's go. Let me see if I can get it. All right, 383. Going to go ahead and put some out at 390s in just a second here. Just looking for the offer to go towards 388s or something like that. Then I can throw it out at 390s here. There's a big order at 89s, guys. So I could see that 89 showing up there. I'm going to look at 88s, see if he can get through that. That's 11,000 shares. Man, is somebody watching me out there? Huh? Huh? Somebody's listening to me out there. This is the thing about giving everything away like I do, where I'm giving you guys where I want to get out and get in. It seems like somebody's literally trading off of me right now, because literally that size is right there at 389. It's kind of ironic, but hey, that's just how it goes, man. When you're giving it all up, that's just normal. It's not a big deal for me, but hey, we'll see what happens on INDO. Got up there to the 388s and rejected that, and that's that seller right there. He's sitting right there, 11,000 shares. So we'll look to see if we get through that level. Definitely just trying to hold on to this thing and just trying to stick to what? The 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart still looking good. We broke back above this. We're holding the trend line. Now I wouldn't want it to see it break 365s. I'm at 362, so going to try to hold in. If it comes back to 362, that's the light, the 9 EMA, 360. Can hold at that point. Really wouldn't want it to break 350s here. So got the trade still on there. Looking for the break above the highs. We've had a 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. Should break out off of this breakout. So still going to look at this 15-minute candle. Will close at what? Right now. So now I want to see if we can continue the what? The higher low trend. So the low is here at 352. The low is here at 364. Holding 362 right now. 364 is something definitely to watch. Looking for the breakthrough 4. Let's go. Let's go, INDO. Make me that money today. Get me to the green, baby. We'll see if we get it here, guys. Definitely strapping up here. Let's go, INDO. All right, we'll see where we're able to get today, guys. Like always, guys, smash the like. We got a lot more for you guys. Bulls up today, guys, and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Definitely for my newer traders like Chris S. or anybody that's just joining in on the show. Or maybe you're on Twitter and you want to come over to the YouTube side of things and actually get in the chat so you can talk with me every single day. Check it out, guys. Hit the like button. And of course, our main chat is on YouTube. But of course, we put this out in a lot of different locations. It gets out there on Facebook. It gets out there on Twitch. It gets out there on X. We'll see what happens today, guys. Not a bad day overall. Going to continue to battle. The SPY is slowing down a little bit. That's one thing to note. NVIDIA back there towards the highs, 102s. We'll see if it can take the highs again. But, man, it's a crazy day today. BitF now showing up, guys. So those crypto names were getting hit early. Now they're bouncing back. So watch for maybe Hood to maybe even climb right back. That thing was starting to get hit hard. Well, there's the bounce back. Look at Coin with the bounce back. Mara probably with a bounce back, and Clean Spark. These all look good for maybe scalps now for a move higher here. I'd have to risk off of, like, let's say maybe 1170s here for Clean Spark, but I kind of like it because it's a beaten down name. It could just come back to the resistance. 1264s makes sense on that action, especially on up action. So 1170s on pullback, 12s really kind of like a quick target. And then you can look for that next layer on the hourly. We'll see what happens there in Clean Spark. I would like the pullback here, especially coming back towards like 1160s, looking for that move to 12. I'll be watching that a little later. All right, INDO still not making the move there. So I'm just going to continue to watch INDO to see if it can make that breakout, guys. It's 1047 here. This is going to make or break my day. And a lot of that is what? Well, I'll just stick to it here. Could get the green here, especially through the 4, would get me that nice green day. So going to stick to it. Can always just take the profits here and run. But as long as the 15-minute candles can keep closing like this, I'm looking good. All right, looking around to see what else you guys are taking a look at today. It was an interesting day there. Beyond Meat, did that keep going? Let's see it. No, pulled back off that 650s. It's still holding in there, though. We'll take a look at SPCE, another one that I was looking to see if it would continue on the day. That's doing decent there. Let's take a look at VSAT. VSAT 2377s here. Something definitely to take a look at there on the pullback. All right, let's go towards the swing trade action here. No position on right now. I'm going to take a position in this VSAT for a swing. I could see it coming back later in the day. I'm going to take a shot on this one. I feel like this is an interesting level. Could come back here to the 23s. So I got to split between my order between what I can get now at 23 or 24 and then at 23. So doesn't look too bad to make a nice little rip towards the end of the day. Maybe you get another pullback towards this 23 in the 9 EMA. So just got to keep a watch on it. Hourly wise, 23 seems that support right now. Break back to the 2460s, could go towards that high of 2670s. So just got to keep that in mind. Doesn't look too bad here. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. Still could make another down move. I'm gonna wait for that move because my rule says somewhere between this 2350s and 23s. Come back to that 9 EMA, even if it's 2330s, and then the breakout towards 25. I do want to take a swing trade on this. We'll see what happens there. Energy overall looking pretty good, guys. XLE was looking at some energy trades today to see if that was going to start to reverse and go higher. It's looking really well there. We'll look to see some other ones. We had a couple of names that we were going to watch today. Procter Gamble, to see if it go above the 170s. That's staying well right now. So that's actually looking pretty decent there. And then what was the other one? I think we had a couple more here. Let me just go ahead and check in on that. So much action going on here. Just want to check in a little bit there. Let's see. It would be here. I can just take a look here. Boom. Playbook 3. Gold. GOLD. Let's take a look at how that did. All right. Going back to it here. Let's take a look at GOLD. How did that do? I love gold off that 17. We were looking at it for a nice little move to 1720s. That's the first move. Now I'd look for pullbacks to 1710 to hold. Looking good for maybe a move back to 1762 today. We'll see what happens there. VSAT still holding in on that 24. Could just recover really quickly back through 25. All right, guys, it's about 10:50 here. Let's see what happens eventually to INDO. But I'm about to wrap up, guys. It's just been a interesting day for me. We'll see what happens, guys. Got to do some things after work right now. So we'll see what happens. Got to take the boys to a lovely kind of a doctor's visit. So we'll see what happens there. But INDO doing well, man. Just want to see it continue on the 15-minute trend. So it opened at 374. Would like to see it close above 374s at 11. That will just continue the trend higher. That's what I'm trying to ride out right now. There's the 384s. Can we get the break into the 390s? Let's go, INDO. Get me that cash, baby. Let's go. Let's go. 389, 395s. I'll take some out there. Let's go. Give me that 395s. Woo. Come on. Trying to take some out here at 395s. No order just yet. I'm pushing it up above 4s just to see if it can get back there. There's an order at 398s. All right, there's that. I put it out there at 393s, 394s. No profit take just yet, guys. No profit take just yet. Trying to take some profits here, guys. I'm just not getting it on the offer. Not getting filled at all. It just keeps going right back to it and just no offer fill there, guys. 394s, 395 on the offer. Good Lord, man. Come on. Give me that fill in the 390s. All right, just pushing it above it, man, because I'm just weighing it down right now. So I'm going to cancel out right now, looking for the pushback through it. You see how it went down there right as I canceled. And that was me right there trying to get the 395s. It got to 397 for a second there. I'm just trying to get off the weight here to see if it can pop through the 4s. If it does do that, I can just take it all out. But man, it's looking good here. I just want a little bit more, but maybe I'm just being a little bit greedy here. We'll find out, right? There's only one way to find out if you're being greedy. You hang tight, you find out. Here's 390s, 391s on the 394s on the offer, 391s. Trying to see at least like 394 show up on the bid side, and then I can just go ahead and take some off here. Just won't do it for me right now. I'm at the 394 spot there. There's 395 on the offer there. Still no fill up there, guys. No fill up there at all. Trying to wait, man. Trying to wait. Getting a little impatient here. I can tell you that right now, guys. This should have broke through that 4 already. So I'm pulling it up after this. I'm just going to be hands off here. Hands off. I'm going hands off right now. I just canceled here. Looking for the push above this 390s, but man, I can't get it right now. So looking to give some time here, see if I can get it through that level. Got the market ready to go. When I see the bid towards the level that I want, I'm just going to mark it out on it. 390 showed up there and it goes back to 388. So what's up out there, traders? How we doing? Let's go. Let's go. Break 4, Yash. I'm with you, Yash. Let's see what we can get, man. It's 389s, 390s. Ah, come on, come on. Not getting it here. Slow down, slow down. 388s, 389s. A lot of traders looking at this right now. Some coming in for the buy, the high of the day buy. The high of the day buy would have been that 388. So it's pulling back to that layer right now. Looking for one more drive. There's the 390s. Let's go. 392, 393s. Boom. Just hit some out there, guys. So I got some out there at 394s, 395s. Now at this point, going to go ahead and raise my stop right here to 390s. Give myself the chance for the breakout through 6 right now. Or 3-4. I'm saying 6 through 4 here. Let's see if we can get that breakout through 4. 397, 394s right now. It's trying to break out here. There's a wall here at 398 and 4. After that, 405 shows up here. So let's see if we can get through these sellers here at 4. There's 398. We're hitting that seller right now. 398 is what we want to see on the time and sales. There it goes. There it goes, guys. Now I just rose up my stop here. I'm going to raise it up here towards 396. So I'm letting it go. Boom. Just hit me on the pullback there. So I was looking for the 4 break towards the 405. But if it came down there, I wasn't going to let it break back towards, like, let's say 390s or something like that. Taking the money and running here, guys. Instead of pushing it today, I said what? Bounce back today, guys. Bounce back is what I was trying to do. That's exactly what I did there. Took the money and ran there. And look at it, back to 390s. I didn't want to go through this. I got to go do something after this. So maybe if I could stick around and just watch this all day, I could stick around there. But look at that bounce back, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. Managing. Took a big hit early this morning, trying to take a shot on the SQQQ. Without that 160, this is another $300 day. So that's exactly what I want to be doing here. $300 days, trying to lose maybe 200 on a day, and just trying to be consistent on that. Zillow, the one that we were looking at on the pullback off the 47s. Not a bad move there. It was at 48, and I talked about how it was on the 1-to-1. When it came to 47, really nice outlook there. Rocket is a good outlook off of this. So RKTE, I'd look to see that one maybe get the push there towards 18. This one looks like a scalp opportunity right now. And Open is another one that I'd look off of this to see if it goes back to 171s, 175s, or maybe taking a look at Redfin, RDFN. Look at that, getting a little bit of a bounce there. I talked about 660s on the daily, holding in on that one. Now starting to come back, could get to 7. We'll see what happens on that one. UMWC, I think it is, a UWMC is another one here. Very similar stock that trades side by side with this, trying to recover today off the 9 EMA. That 850s seems to be a nice level for it to go back to 870s. Scalps available there. Failed breakout there. Yeah, you can see it on the INDO. Look at that. Right back to 370s here. And it's probably reloading. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just reloading here. Stop some traders out, and now it's starting to reload. We'll see what happens out there, guys. It's a hard one there for sure. What happened to VSAT? Want to take a look at that one. Did we ever cut down towards below that 2350s? No, we're holding in right now. Could recover back through that 25. If I was going to trade a little bit later in the day, this is probably one that I'd definitely be watching on the day trade side things. Now you've got in 1, 2, 3 wicked move there. Looks good for the swing trade. Let's go take a swing on this right now. I'll take a shot off of the 2350s. So I'm going to take 100 shares here off the 2350s if I can get it here. All right, 2357. I'd have to step up to the plate at 2450s. I could step up to the plate there. I'm going to go ahead and go 50 shares really quickly and look for a pullback buy for another ad here. That's going to be a pullback towards, let's say, 2430s, something like that. And then hold off with 2350s there. We'll see what happens there, but trying to take a little bit of a shot here. Maybe 2425s on the ad there, but taking a swing trade on here. We'll see what happens on that. Got the first entry there. Going to look to see if VSAT can just pop out through 27. If it does pop out to 27, I can take half of it off there, 3/4 of it off there. I'll look to see if I can hold it overnight. We'll see what happens there on the swing trade account. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today, guys. It's 3:59. It's been a great day here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, was able to nail that Indo trade. And it's all about just being a little bit patient today. And that's what helped me. I talked about it. I didn't really want to step up in sizing until what? Until after 10:30. That's exactly when I started to come after this Indo trade. And that's what's working for me right now. Like always, this changes. For me right now, it's not trading the volatility open. It's waiting till things die down, finding a pattern that I can go off of the 15-minute and hourly charts. That's what really showed up today. It was the thinking in the pre-market and that I was going to use those charts and then actually using them that got me to the green. We'll see what happens. Like always, learning from my mistakes, learning from my strengths, right? That's what I want you guys to do, and talk to me about it, right? Because we can learn from each other, hold each other accountable, and get to the next layer. Keep getting after it. I wish you guys the best. I know that a lot of you guys are in the battle of the eValves, so keep battling out there. And for you guys out there with the funded accounts, stick to those rules that got you there. And remember, we never, ever let one trade make or break us. That's the only way to stay in this business for a long time. I'll see you back next time. Like always, guys, keep battling. It's Trade the Pool. We'll always be here with you guys to battle and get you guys over and wish you guys the best. Success is what we're all trying to get after. There's only one way. We got to keep battling in this market and keep learning from our mistakes. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30. Keep getting after it out there and stay safe, traders.